Okay, good afternoon, everybody, as we're live here on 92.1 FM, KR92Country.com, and KDNS 96.3 The Lake, and KD Country 94. I'm Jesse Sternad. Beside me is Max Blasky here of KNDY out of Marysville. Welcome to the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Network. And good afternoon from Trojan Field here in Beloit, Kansas, or the Trojan Field that we know and have a questionable relationship with at times throughout our lives and high school and professional careers. So, Max, one fun story that didn't really get to, but the 58-0 blowout that we just witnessed here by the Division II East All-Stars, not the worst game I've seen here.
Not the worst game, really, because that was a pretty tough game.
It was, 58-0, that is rare. But one time the Republic County Buffaloes came down here and played with 13 guys against Beloit, who, of course, was trying to win a state title, and 49-0 after the first quarter.
It got a little rough there pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, and you've got a couple of Kansas Shrine Bowlers, a couple of Division I athletes, a couple of JUCO linebackers, a couple of state champion wrestlers.
Yeah.
And then the biggest kid you've got is 210 pounds as a sophomore.
Yeah.
It's not fun. No. I don't have too many fond memories of this field, to be honest.
It sounds like Beloit just keeps everything running, judging by how they had track this year, too, in their football season. So, fortunately, some things never change, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, Beloit, the Beloit Trojans, 4 state championships, 2 runners-up, 19 trips past the quarterfinals, 31 state playoff appearances. As we brag here on Beloit, the community of Beloit, USD 273 here to start off this broadcast once again, just because it's incredible everything that the town does to host the 8-Man All-Star Games, renovating the field here, renovating the stadium, either, again, $2.5 million project, $1.5 million project. So either $500,000 of that coming up with public donations that wasn't just one big booster. Shout out to the Mattis family, or Matus family.
Matus, right.
And the $1 million that they donated, and then everybody else from the community of Beloit that has donated big and small, getting a new press box, getting a new field, getting a new track, getting new entrances, building a garden here at the east end of the field, a new concession stand, restrooms. Very excited to see what they end up doing here, and maybe one day I can come back for a broadcast that isn't the 8-Man All-Star Game, and hopefully have a game to actually be competitive.
But until the time being, these 8-Man All-Star Games have been pretty darn fun. We've had a good morning, like Jesse alluded to it a little bit ago. First game was a blowout, 58-0, but we're looking for a lot better game here in the second one.
Well, I don't know about a lot, but probably a different one.
There you go.
Because from what I've seen here, everything I did, all my scouting, there is not the best ever potentially quarterback in 8-man history playing on these squads. At least nothing that I remember from all my notes. They've got a lot of quality rushers between the Hoxie boys, between the Central Plains guys. But, yeah, passing game, the wide receiver stars, I don't think are going to be in this one. So the Sun now has had a chance to dry this thing out, and we might see somebody run the ball.
Well, you know what? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see some running action. Didn't see a lot in the first game. Was more defensive-ended, and it's going to be turned into a beautiful afternoon, too. As like you said earlier, these might be the best seats in the house here at Beloit.
Yeah, we've got a breeze coming here through the door out of the west end. Sun right now directly overhead. It's only, 80, 85, 77?
74 is what I've got.
Yeah, so it's not the 90 degrees, 95 degrees of 2 years or 3 years past. So this is good. This is great.
Worked out really well. Really well. Looking forward to it.
So, Max, for you, what do you think we're going to get out of this?
Well, I don't think we're going to see such as one side game. I'll go ahead and say that. I think we just mentioned that, too. You know what? Being a D2 guy, too, coming from northeastern Kansas, don't get to see a lot of these D1 guys playing. But just right now, there's a lot more size on the field than we saw in game number 1, too. So I'm looking for the physicality to be strong, especially in the trenches. And maybe both of these quarterbacks can have a good day here.
Yeah, this is where not as many guys that are 150, 160 pounds, a lot of guys, 170 plus, 190s, and then, of course, you get into the real meat of this 8-man all-star roster as the West squad has one guy, unfortunately, blowing his knee out in practice. Multiple guys, though, over 220 or bigger.
7.
And then you've got 5 guys on the Division I East squad at 210 or above. So
yeah,
should be more ground and pound that we are used to, at least as far as Clifton Clyde football is concerned with their power run game. And not going to be seeing that kind of running, though, that's for sure. Also, just because for Clifton Clyde, it's been unorthodox running. And as Coach Schwab loves to say, his little French bulldogs, his French cowboys that are 5'10", 5'8", and meaner than a sack of rattlesnakes. But unfortunately, though, again, want to go ahead and say congratulations to the Cook twins, Broden and Trexon, for getting selected to this game, but unable to participate today due to having scholarship obligations and getting their college careers paid for. So again, couldn't be more proud of those ones. But this game going to be featuring, as far as our KR92 listening area and KDNS is concerned, Mr. Oliver Nobert for Clifton Clyde and Mr. Cooper McDill for Rock Hills. And the rest of that, these teams are going to be from near and far western Kansas, far southeastern Kansas, as we go outside of north central and northeast Kansas for these kids.
We'll go ahead and say it right now, especially me. Some of these names very foreign to us up here in the booth, so if we have to ask ourselves, I guess, how to pronounce it, just bear with us here this afternoon.
Well, and I guess that's a good thing for Clifton Clyde football, these playoff runs that they've had in the last several years. Little River, Central Plains, Madison, Oswego, Wichita County. These are kids I've seen before. Mm-hmm. I know they're good. I wish they weren't as good as they are, because that means Clifton Clyde would have went farther in the playoffs than they did.
Yep.
And, if you take out these 3 Central Plains boys, Clifton Clyde would have had a chance to see what they could have done against Hoxie, though I feel that might not have gone so great, because what Axel did in the Division II state championship game, Hoxie went ahead and did in the state title game.
Well, that they did, as that could run there for the Clifton Clyde Eagles, and a lot of these boys, too, in their football seasons. Their last time here this afternoon to strap up the chin straps and get at it on the gridiron.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to go ahead and kick off our interviews here with John Bowden and our Division I, Division II Division I East and West coaches with Derek Budke and Aaron Ceramic from Rawlins County. So with that, we will kick it to Deb, and then at some point hearing also from Mr. Oliver Nobert and Cooper McDill, though don't quote me on the order of all this, because it's been a while since I've looked at that sheet. So with that, we're going to send it back to Belleville, as Deb will take the controls over from Mr. Bruce Durking, and we will be back after all of these interviews.
At Central Valley Ag, we believe there's room at the table for everyone. And in 2025, the year of the cooperative, we're celebrating the strength of farmers like you. Cooperatives were built by farmers, for the betterment of farmers, working together to create opportunity, stability, and a future for the next generation. Because when we stand together, we grow together. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of K-State Athletics.
Farming, building, growing. It's what you do. And at SMC Concrete and Construction, it's what we build for. From Sukup grain bins to AGI SureTrack bin monitoring, we help you store and manage your grain with confidence. And when it comes time to expand, we're your trusted builder for Varco Pruden all-steel buildings and Wick post frame buildings. Local service, national brands, SMC, your partner in progress. Call us at 785-781-4383 or visit smckansas.com.
Creer's CarQuest Auto Parts in Beloit, they can take care of all your vehicle parts and repair needs. With the new Big Beautiful Shop on Mill Street in downtown Beloit, they can handle your vehicle and small engine jobs. Have some electrical issues? That's no problem for their staff. Do-it-yourselfer? Creer's can get you what you need to get on the road once again. Call 738-3526 and speak to one of their experienced staff. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6 and Saturdays, 7 to 3. Give Creer's CarQuest a call today at 738-3526.
Schoen's Auto Repair in Downs is fully staffed and ready to get your vehicle prepared for the warmer temps. Come in now for your AC work and our full lineup of BG service treatments, transmission, differential, and coolant flushes, offering major mechanics at unbeatable prices. If you need a motor or transmission, stop in for a free quote or estimate to compare and save. Small town feel, big time service is more than just our tagline, it's our way of life. Schoen's Auto Repair. Call today at 454-3318. That's 454-3318. Schoen's Auto Repair in Downs.
Since 1884, First Bank of Beloit has been committed to your financial success. And with the new partnership with Bank of Tuscan, it'll only strengthen that commitment. If you're a current First Bank of Beloit customer, feel free to reach out with any questions or updates. But know all your accounts will remain active and accessible. And keep an eye out for the upcoming mobile and online banking updates this month. Thank you for making First Bank your bank. And the First Bank staff hopes to continue to serve you and our area for another 141 years as the Bank of Tuscan. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Zachary's Ace Hardware in downtown Beloit has what you need for all your home improvement needs, from quality paint and supplies to hardware and plumbing. Don't forget about their outdoor entertainment items, from grills to patio furniture and those other outdoor needs. At Zachary's Ace Hardware, they're committed to being the helpful place by offering you personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from the local expert who know you best.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Tired of buffering wheels and drop video calls? It's time to switch to Cunningham Fiber Internet, the ultimate upgrade for your home. With Cunningham Fiber, you get blazing fast speeds, rock-solid reliability, and crystal clear streaming even during peak hours. Unlike satellite, fiber isn't affected by storms, and it's faster and more stable than wireless. Whether you're working from home, gaming, or streaming in 4K, fiber keeps you connected when it matters most. Don't settle for slow. Go fiber, go faster. Call Cunningham Fiber now to switch and experience the difference.
So good.
The community. We've had a lot of support over the years. Everybody just buying into the football program, and it's really helped create something great.
Talk about your coach and coaching staff over there at Clifton Clyde. They're kind of second to none in the area.
Yeah, our head coach, Russ Steinbrock, he does everything. He's got a great offensive mind and does a great job leading all the boys. Our linebacker coach, Max Schwab, he also does a great job. He understands a lot. Our O-line coaches are Ryan Baxter and Michael Sear, great coaches.
Oliver Nobert, what's your plans after football on Saturday and next fall and in the future?
I'll be attending Kansas State University and be majoring in civil engineering.
Oliver Nobert, best of luck. Congratulations on a great career at Clifton Clyde, and best of luck this week with the 8-man All-Star game in Beloit.
Thank you.
Cook CPA Chartered in Clyde is wishing good luck to Oliver Nobert at this Saturday.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the team committed to providing the best of care, Beloit Medical Center. The 5-physician, 4-nurse practitioner Beloit Medical team focus on broad-based primary care, internal medicine with ICU and critical support, family medicine with obstetrical services, diabetic education, walk-in services that include office visit and lab services, and understand what it means to be part of a small-town community. Visit BeloitMedicalCenter.com. Trust your family care to the medical team. That is Beloit Medical Center. It's summertime, and at Wakanda Boats in Glen Elder, they have the new or used pontoon or fishing boat you have been dreaming of. Wakanda has a large variety of in-stock Lund fishing boats and Harris pontoons for your viewing pleasure. Are you a local hero or veteran? If so, ask us about the rebates available to you. See what the 2025 lineup has to offer, or stop in the store and get the boating gear you need. Call today to make an appointment that works with your schedule. Stop in or check them out online at wakandaboats.com. Let's get you on the water. Wakanda Boats, Glen Elder, Kansas. At the State Bank of Downs, they believe there is no better way to focus on service than by getting to know their customers personally. They aim to make your life better whether at home or at work. The State Bank of Downs has offered quality banking services to customers in Kansas for over 125 years. So when you're thinking about a new bank, think about the State Bank of Downs. They understand that each customer's needs are different and tailor their services to help meet your specific goals. Banking designed with community in mind at the State Bank of Downs. Want to stand out from the crowd? Fort Hays Tech North Central, with locations in Hays and Beloit, offers hands-on programs in construction, healthcare, business, transportation technology, and more. Gain the skills you need to be successful in today's job market. Affordable, flexible, and focused on your future. Fort Hays Tech North Central is your pathway to success. Schedule a tour today. Visit fhtechnc.edu or call 888-567-4297. Fort Hays,
how has Beloit treated you this week?
Beloit's been great. You know, the food here on campus is wonderful. You know, the town it's a great community. They support this thing, and we're happy to be here, and it's been a good time.
Well, Coach, tell us about the D1 East team today. What is it going to take for you to be successfully starting out with the offense?
Well, I tell you, you know, the West team is a really talented squad. So offensively, you know, we're going to have to be very multiple, and you know, we're going to have to give them several different looks. You know, we need to slow down their athletes by, you know, a little bit of eye candy, a little bit of confusion. But, you know, we've got a couple of, you know, playmaking quarterbacks. We're going to need them to be big in the run game. You know, Luke's been really good at making plays down the field. So we're going to have to, you know, be explosive in those things. But to set them up, we've got to be multiple.
Well, Coach, talk about your defense and what you want to do defensively today.
Well, defensively, Coach Hamill's going to run a 2-3, which is a system I'm not real familiar with, but he's going to bring a lot of pressure. And again, it's the same sort of idea. You know, we might be a little bit out-athleted in a couple of spots. So if we can speed the clock up on the computer or on the quarterback on the other side, then you know, we can use that to our advantage. So we're going to be very aggressive defensively, and we understand that may cause us to, you know, give up a big play here or there, but it should also, we hope that balances out throughout the game.
Well, Coach, you talked about Colby Hamill from Lincoln and J.D. Johnson from Central Plains being on your staff. Talk about what they brought to the game today during this week of preparation.
Well, you know, every time you're up here, every coach that is here comes from a quality program. They're great human beings. You know, Coach Johnson, he's really kind of running our special teams this week. He's been really great at picking up a new offensive system and helping our X's and tight ends out. Coach Hamill's running the defense, and he's coaching the offensive line. But both those guys are, you know, they're tremendous people. They're great with the kids. You know, and it's a monumental task to kind of install your offense in a matter of days and to get it to work. And to make it even remotely successful, you have to have great guys like those two guys, you know, really working with the kids.
Well, Coach, the kids have been excited all week, and how excited are you to get this game going today?
I'm very excited. You know, it's there's nothing like game day. You know, it's just a little different feel. You kind of forget about it when you get away from a football season, but I'm excited to get back out there and watch our guys compete and have some fun.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time, and best of luck to you and the D1 East team, and thanks for coming and being part of these young kids' lives.
Thank you.
Fouts Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance agency dedicated to providing quality insurance solutions to the area with offices in Beloit and Smith Center. At Fouts Insurance, we offer insurance coverage for business, farm, crop, auto, home, and life. And with an extended number of companies to work with, we will tailor an insurance package to fit your business, farm, or personal needs. Visit FoutsInsurance.com or call 738-3558. That's 738-3558.
Credit union is like a bank, but can offer even more. With a cooperative from its members, Farmway Credit Union can offer you aggressive financing rates and loans. Make sure and become a member today to enjoy rates as low as 5.95 to 7% with good credit on vehicles, campers, and home loans. With locations in Beloit, Lincoln, Mankato, and Osborne for your convenience, enjoy the benefits of the cooperative in your area. Check out farmwaycu.com or stop by one of their locations to become a part of the network Farmway Credit Union provides. At Dental Designs of Solomon Valley, Dr. Jetta, Dr. Tim, and their trained staff offer a full array of comprehensive dental and cosmetic dentistry services. From teeth whitening, dental implants, restorations, veneers, crowns, dentures, nitrous sedation, sleep-disordered breathing, and more, Dental Designs will help you create and maintain a satisfying and healthy smile. Whether you are looking for a simple checkup or have a tooth that's giving you trouble, Dental Designs of Solomon Valley can get you the dental care you need. Call for an appointment today or visit dentaldesignsofsv.com.
As we enjoy the warmer weather, State Farm agent Marty Walters also recognizes that storm season is here. Now is the perfect time to make sure you're prepared. Marty and the staff make it a priority to understand your individual needs and are committed to providing personalized attention you deserve. Set up an appointment or drop by for a cup of coffee and a friendly chat. They're not only there to help you recover from the unexpected, but to help you plan for the future and celebrate when life goes right. Contact State Farm agent Marty Walters in Osborne today at 346-2061.
Kids, tell us about how the week's going and what you're looking forward to the most with you, your kids, and your coaches today.
It's been a great week. We had a great week of practice, a great bunch of kids on the D1 West football team. Just been really working hard just to try to be successful today in the game, and just really ready to get on the field and see what our skilled guys and our line can do out there.
Coach, kind of tell us about how you determine who plays where and what when, and how that all went down. Obviously, they were selected by the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Association, that you get to put them kind of where you want, but how do you get to play, who gets to play where and when and how?
A lot of it's once the team's selected, the coaching staff watches a lot of film, and then we look back on a lot of us played each other, so then we kind of come into the week of practice just kind of with an idea where we think they'll fit based on the offense and defense that we're going to run. And then as we get into practice a couple days, there's always guys that stand out and or guys that that we think different of, so we move them around, get them in the spot that we feel like we can best compete.
Well, Coach, kind of tell us about your offense today and what you would like to do against a very athletic D1 East team.
Offensively, we've got a pretty good combination of power game, and then spread them out and try to get the ball downfield, and short passing game, and we got a really good mix of kids caught on well all week, and so really, offensively, we feel pretty comfortable about being able to do about whatever we need to based on what kind of defense that we see.
Speed's the name of the game, and 8-man, and the D1 East has it. How are you going to stop them today?
Well, we're going to come back with our speed and our quick guys, and get in their face and try to put pressure on them, and just let our athletes play ball.
Coach, tell us a little bit about Beloit, Kansas. They're going to rip the grass out here in about an hour and a half after your game today, and put artificial turf in. Tell us about Beloit All-Star Committee and President Dave Dubert and everything they've done for you guys from Beloit today.
Oh, yeah, the All-Star Committee, they're great. Dave's great. I think he's retiring after this year, been doing it for 18 years, and they do a tremendous job. The city of Beloit welcomes these kids in, and they have a great pep rally for us at the park, and then everything that they do. They're going through some stuff at the stadium. It's kind of torn up and stuff, but, the field's going to be in good shape, and, it's all going to just be a great week.
Well, Coach, best of luck with D1 West, and congratulations on you being selected as coach. And we need to talk about your assistants real quick, Lance Barr from Hoxie, and talk about him a little bit, and then the other assistant quickly.
Well, we all know Coach Barr, and Hoxie was state champions this year, undefeated, and they're one of our 3 losses. He just runs a great program. It's a great honor to be coaching on the staff with him, and then he puts good players on the field and runs a great program. And our other coach Brett Restrup from South Central, another tremendous coach. Also was our last loss of our season was to them, and he's got 3 great kids here, just like Hoxie does, and he does a tremendous job.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you, D1 West, and your coaches and players today.
Thank you.
This is Clint Cantu with Cantu Auto Repair in Osborne, Kansas. Not only are we now a Napa Gold certified facility, we offer complimentary full digital vehicle inspections with every service. This helps you keep your vehicle in top shape, as preventative maintenance is key to stopping costly breakdowns. We also offer certified transmissions with the best warranty in the area. 3-year, 100,000 miles, whatever comes last. That's whatever comes last. Come see us today at Cantu Auto Repair in downtown Osborne, Kansas, or check out our Cantu Auto Repair Facebook.
Man All-Stars, that Division II game, a 58-0 throttling. Again, largest blowout in the 40-year history of the Kansas 8-Man All-Star games. Still trying to find words to describe that. The biggest thing that comes to mind would be Coach Detweiler, though I think he stole that quote from somebody. Could have been Brad Broxterman. Nomination. The PVL at the state track meet 2 years ago when Washington County got first. The girls, Clifton Clyde's girls, got second. I'm pretty sure Hanover was third or fourth. Mm-hmm. The Axel boys, of course, got first place by 50-some points as always, what they seem to do there. And I don't know what Frankfurt or
They were up there.
Probably Frankfort,
yeah.
And just utter domination, and that's what we saw here out of North Central, Northeast Kansas for that Division II game. So as far as this Division I game goes, I've seen both sides of this field. Wichita County, Hoxie, I've seen them wrestle, but I also know Central Plains, El Saline, Oswego, Madison, they're all really good too. But again, unfortunately for Clifton Clyde, we do not have the best linebacking core in 10 or 12 years, 13, 14, whatever it's been. It's been a while since high school, I guess 11 years, with just one of our three-headed monster with Mr. Oliver Nobert here performing. So blue versus red coming up here in a little bit. So, Max, final thoughts from you before we go ahead and get this thing kicked off.
Well, I think like we mentioned it a little bit beforehand, I really want this to be a lot more competitive game. I think it will be, like you said, just the difference between the competition levels in that first game was glaring from probably the first or second drive. This one, Division I East comes in with 8 first-team All-Staters, 8 for the West side, too, as well. Of course, the West does have the reigning state champs in Hoxie on their side. 2 players from out there. A lot of experience, too, South Central, Wichita County, like you were talking about. And I think we mentioned it, too, in the intro, a lot more size here in this contest. So I'm looking for a little bit more smash mouth. I'm looking for maybe a little bit quicker game on the clock, but slower game and pace, I guess, to say. Ball might stay on the ground a little bit more. But we're just going to have to wait and see. And, biggest part about this, all these boys, one last time to strap it up, get on the gridiron with these guys, some of them playing with teammates, some of them playing with rivals. So it's always interesting to see here at the All-Star Game how all of this talent meshes here on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's like when you get to college and all these guys that you played 4 years against and you absolutely hate their guts. You just think they're a terrible human being. And then, oh, well, actually, you're not that bad. You're pretty cool. Let's be best friends for the rest of our lives. And then we can talk about how high school sports went and whatever. But same with this all-star game, guys that you just wanted to rip their throats out during football season. And here now, well, okay, we're wearing the same color jersey, so let's go ahead, strap this up one more time, and go out with a W. So it looks like we're going to be hitting the national anthem one final time here, or the second time here today, this afternoon, from Trojan Field in Beloit, Kansas. Again, the 40th annual Division I 8-man all-star game here in Beloit. I'm Jesse Strad. Beside me is Max Blasky, as we'll go ahead and take a timeout for our nation song.
8-man All-Star Football returns, bringing the state's best players back to Beloit. Winning, just like the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. The Brush Group, a proud sponsor of 8-man All-Star Football and known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring a touchdown with all your marketing efforts by contacting the Brush Group today. Proud sponsor of the 8-man All-Star Game.
This is Clint Cantu with Cantu Auto Repair in Osborne, Kansas. Not only are we now a Napa Gold certified facility, we offer complimentary full digital vehicle inspections with every service. This helps you keep your vehicle in top shape, as preventative maintenance is key to stopping costly breakdowns. We also offer certified transmissions with the best warranty in the area. 3-year, 100,000 miles, whatever comes last. That's whatever comes last. Come see us today at Cantu Auto Repair in downtown Osborne, Kansas, or check out our Cantu Auto Repair Facebook page. Call now at 785-345-4000. That's 345-4000.
Schindel Pest Control of Concordia has been family-owned and operated for over 78 years in north central Kansas. They offer complete insect and rodent control month to month or for a one-time service. They can treat both your home and business. Call Schindel Pest Control at 243-2554. That's 243-2554 to protect your business, home, and family today. Spiders, mice, bedbugs, termites, and more. Let them eliminate those pesky pests at Schindel Pest Control in Concordia.
All-Star Radio Network, KREP-FM, Belleville, Concordia, and KDNS. They're in Glen Elder. Though that's not your guys' official call sign, Max, so what actually is that?
KDNS 94.1, Cocker City, Glen Elder, Beloit.
There we go.
Covering entire Wakanda Lake area over there. Thank you to Blake and Lydia House for making that broadcast possible out there. And, of course, Deb Sasser back in Belleville.
Well, we've been done coin toss yet? We have not.
No, they're just getting ready for coin toss. So what more can we pull out of here?
Still, who's going to be our starter quarterback? That is the ultimate question. That's just the Yeah. Zach Henderson, a potential one for the West squad. You've got Duncan Bell from Hoxie. Probably a safe bet with Duncan, if I were to guess. Don't want to be wrong.
I think that's who I saw in the opening out there in the quarterback for the West squad.
But that's because I'm looking at red. We're looking at blue. So Mr. Duncan Bell, for all of you listening back home, if you're familiar with Republic County Wrestling at all, you are very familiar with the Bell name because there are 9 state titles between the Bell family as they just keep going and going and going. 8 state titles. Duncan himself has 3 of them. Duncan then a 1,500-yard passer, 26 touchdowns for this year, 3,300 yards passing in his career, 1,300 yards rushing, and a total of 50 TDs through the air, 33 on the ground. So, yeah, he's good. Led his team to a state title, undefeated, 13-0, and I think the only team that came really close was Osborne in their opener.
I think that was about the closest game they had all season. Yeah,
I think Osborne played them to 6 points or something, and then Hoxie after that must have decided, okay, well, we almost got beat by 14 kids in D2. We're not doing that again.
They kind of turned that around real quickly on the season in order to undefeated state championship year for the Hoxie.
Yeah, especially coming off the year before that Linden had.
Yeah.
4 Division I football players on one 8-man team, and
that was a heck of a run. Go back. Frankfort played them last year when Linden had all those boys. And I was talking to head coach Nick Anderson one time, and I think he said that was probably the game he's put the most scouting into just to prepare for all that athleticism they had a couple years ago.
Yeah, and glad that at least one of them is playing for the Wildcats.
That is true. I don't know. You think he'll be on the line this year? No, probably not next. Probably next year, I would think.
Give it a year or two.
That's kind of what I figured.
I'll just hope he's on the roster long enough to make a difference there with Mr. Caden Massey and all the guys we lost this year with scholarship limitations, roster limits.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate to see a lot of those guys go. First among them, Tyson Struber of the Canton Galva Eagles got offered a scholarship as a sophomore, and really hoping by the time he got to his junior year, I believe he's going to be a redshirt junior this season. Just not able to finish his career with the Cats.
College football has changed a lot. High school football probably going to change with open border policies here this year and next year, but we'll just have to wait and see how it goes.
So back deep to receive this for the Red, that is going to be Ryan Ceramic of Rollins County, and Max looks like Samuel Watkins or Joseph Prusa of South Central.
Sit down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the kickoff is covered there by Ryan Ceramic. As you're listening here, 92.1 FM, KR92country.com, as Coach Detweiler, if he's listening to this, he decided to skip out on me.
He did, yeah. I saw him down there earlier, but he must be a little scared of the microphone. That's fine.
Well, he told me he was waiting for me to text him.
Oh, okay.
I told him plenty of times that, in person at State Track and over the phone that, hey, you want to come up here, go ahead and join us.
Yeah.
But with us now is Coach Russ Steinbrock of the Clifton Clyde Eagles. So, Coach, how's it going?
Good. If I knew there was an option to opt down, I'm not a radio guy, I probably would have done the same.
You would have answered the text, right?
That's right.
You're fine. And ground and pound, as we said, for this game, and red team is off and running. Chris Hermosillo Lopez, Wichita County.
Lopez with a nice little 6-yard pickup there, and mentioned it, first game, a lot more air raids. We saw a 8-man Division II All-Star game record set with 8 touchdown passes. J.D. Tyson, a Burlingame. Here in this one, first play is going to be a run right up the middle. I like that a little bit more.
So, Coach, for you, what are you expecting out of this one?
Well, I think you're probably going to see a lot of a run heavy out of the red, just kind of talking with Oliver this week. I say that in the second play, they open up the bomb.
Got a man downfield, got him inside the 15 and down to the 10. Big completion on that one. 30, that's going to go about 42 yards, 43 yards on the completion. Coming down with that catch, Dante Henley of Central Burden. No, let's get to the right side.
Yeah, you're right. Dante, no, sorry.
No, other side. We'll get it right
Caleb
there.
Noble of Ellis.
Ellis comes down with that catch. A little more ground and pound, but I'm assuming probably a little air raid's going to open up that ground as the game goes through, Coach.
Yeah, and they're very athletic. Everybody knows that. The West had some really good teams this year.
But forget about that athleticism through the air, as that is Hermosillo running over a couple of blue defenders for a 10-yard touchdown.
So 3 plays into this contest, we've got our first score already of the game, and the West squad looks pretty dominant, I guess, on their first 3 plays.
Yeah, Mr. Hermosillo, we ran into him his junior year, and we had a hard time tackling him, and I watched him this year at the state powerlifting meet, and understandably, the kid is a stud.
All 5'8", 205 of him. That's a little junk in the trunk, a lot of weight to try and stop. 2-point conversion will be good on the quarterback sneak. That's going to be Ryan, how do you say that? Ceramic. We'll get there right by the end of it. First score will go to the West side, making it 6-0, 11 minutes left to play in the first quarter. We'll take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
At Central Valley Ag, we believe there's room at the table for everyone. And in 2025, the year of the cooperative, we're celebrating the strength of farmers like you. Cooperatives were built by farmers, for the betterment of farmers, working together to create opportunity, stability, and a future for the next generation. Because when we stand together, we grow together. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of K-State Athletics.
Farming, building, growing. It's what you do. And at SMC Concrete and Construction, it's what we build for. From Sukup grain bins to AGI SureTrack bin monitoring, we help you store and manage your grain with confidence. And when it comes time to expand, we're your trusted builder for Varco Pruden all-steel buildings and Wick post frame buildings. Local service, national brands, SMC, your partner in progress. Call us at 785-781-4383 or visit smckansas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening 92.1 FM, KR92Country.com, and KD Country 94 there in Glen Elder. As the wind now finally picking up and knocking the ball off the tee. Kicking off for the Red West squad will be Caleb Noble out of Ellis. Ellis dropping down to the division, the 8-man level this last cycle, and some success. And Noble is going to almost put this one through the end zone.
Booming kick.
Touchback.
So first opportunity now here for the East squad as they come out. Coach, and then put you on their coaching hat real quick. What's your message to the team? You just allowed a score. You're coming back your first offensive possession. What do you want to see?
I'd say just keep your composure. You know, everybody's got nerves, and they're hyped up for the game, so let's just do what we're planning on doing for our first series and go out and execute.
Keep the nerves to a minimum. It is an all-star game. These guys played football just like you across the line, lining up. Have an opportunity here to see. Under center, first play is going to be a sweep right side to Josh Hutchinson out of Oswego. He's going to be driven out of bounds for just about a 1-yard pickup. And we mentioned it in the first game, too, a lot more passing, a little more air raid coming from the East squad here. Started up under center. I mentioned to Jesse, too, in the first game. That's something that's changed a lot in high school over the years.
Yeah, and we're the same way. I mean, if I could run power, 10 years ago, that's all we did, and now we're kind of a multiple set, spread you out and throw the ball around. That's more based on what we have to do with personnel, but you see a lot more teams doing that now.
High school or NFL influences college influences high school, and down the line it goes. First run up the middle now.
Number 2 there by Eli Hurley of Central Plains. So, Coach, we fortunately ended our year there to Central Plains, but Hurley a big part of that. So your scouting report from him back in November?
Yeah, he was a stud. He was their go-to guy. The Schreiber kid they've got on the roster, too, another excellent player. Got J.D. Johnson on the sideline, their head coach, and he's an excellent coach. So it's a nice combination with those 3 on the sideline.
Third down and medium. It's going to be a quarterback run. Left side drops in the backfield. No gain there. Coming up, big number 44 in red.
Eason Nicholson of Hoxie. So no surprises there at 6'8" or 6 foot, 185 pounds.
You mentioned it right there about South Central having a few players and a coach too as well. As a coach, do you prefer to coach your own players in something like this, or do you think that would be a little different trying to get everyone else involved?
I've coached a few times over here and had some players, and I've always enjoyed it. It's a great week. It's a fun experience to get to coach some of the best, football players in the state at the 8-man level. So I wouldn't say it's an advantage or disadvantage. It's just something that's very memorable, and I've truly appreciated the opportunity to do it.
And you mentioned that, very memorable. I think for a lot of kids, and I was one that obviously didn't get a chance to play here or do anything like that, but having the opportunity to strap up the chin straps one last time, I think a lot of kids really relish this opportunity.
No, I think so. And my son actually played in this game, and I know he's still got some very close friends that he made in this game that he still talks to, 6-7 years, ago.
Mm-hmm.
And just talking to players I know that have played in this game in the past, they do make great memories and a lot of good friends through the week.
Well, Coach, speaking of Drake, one of the coolest 8-man All-Star Game pictures ever. Just too bad it didn't count and it was illegal.
No, that was Jeff Slater. I blame him from Burlingame. I hope he's listening to this.
Unfortunately, just because this doesn't count, hurdling a player at the high school level is still illegal.
Still pretty cool, though. I don't care.
It was very cool.
It was very cool.
That was one of his goals all through high school. Every Friday, can I hurdle somebody? I'm like, no. And then he did it here, and I was kind of like, yeah, that's fine, I guess.
It's an all-star game. Throw everything out the window. Just do what you want to do. Well, the first down run there by the Red Squad as they're back working left to right here as we view it just short of midfield. Just getting started here in the D1 game as it is the Blue Red Squad leading 8-0 here early on. Two backs in the backfield and a line around quarterback and shotgun. It's going to be quick screen or flip pass here in the flat near side. Taken down after a quick catch into the hands of Ryan Ceramic.
Okay, we're just doing all sorts of flipping here as Ceramic goes from QB to wide receiver.
Yeah, a lot more changes here early on. I know me and Jesse were talking in that first game, too. J.D. Tyson obviously played a lot, set that record. But as a coach, too, as well, is there a certain aspect where you're like, let's get everyone involved in this game at some point?
Yeah, I think you need to. I mean, it is an all-star game. These guys have sponsors that have helped sponsor them to get into this game, so I think all the coaches understand, it is an all-star game. You want to win, you want to compete, but you've got to try to get equal playing time for all of these guys.
Here's a run on a second down play down the left side. That's going to be Ceramic taking it into the middle of the defense. And I think, too, Coach, for some of these kids, we mentioned it, most notably the Loiza kid from Frankfort just had a heck of a game, but a kid that doesn't have any offers. This, I think, is an opportunity, too, for some of these kids, maybe last-ditch shot for colleges saying, here, this is what I can do and put it on film.
It is. I don't know who's here today, but typically we get some junior college and small college coaches that will come watch this game, and I know there have been some things materialize after this game.
Well, same with the Shrine Bowl. I know there's been several guys get D1 offers after that. Here with the 8-man All-Star games, you're hoping for that JUCO D2 level. And fingers crossed there for the Frankfort Bowl, something like that can happen.
Ollie Nobert.
Nobert coming up with a big stop there. We do have a flag, though.
I just don't think Oliver's tackle is going to count because they lit the quarterbacks whirled up like a Christmas tree in June.
A little quick screen pass over here to the near side. Yeah, quarterback took a hit, and he's got his hands on his knee pads over there on the far sideline. Saw a few big hits in that first game, and I'm sure we'll probably see some more here as the game goes on.
Well, and Wyatt Griffin there for that West squad for Victoria was on his back more often than not, thanks to Braden Lawson and Eli Broxterman between Marmaton Valley and Axtell, and did not envy him.
So penalty on the defense. I didn't catch what was that.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing was okay. So free yards now for the Red, as that's going to move them well into blue territory. East squad now backs not quite to their goal line. This ball is going to be at the 25-yard line. Back in shotgun formation, Duncan Bell of Hoxie. Running back to his left, near side hash. It's going to be a give to that running back. Bounces it to the outside. Close to a first down run. There's Lopez again, and like you mentioned a little bit earlier, Coach, that's a tough running style to try and bring down.
It is. He's, low to the ground, and he's a very powerful runner.
Now second down and short here for the West squad, leading 8-0, 7 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. Not as many points as we saw in our first game, Jesse, but I'm sure we're going to break it open here in a little bit.
Yeah, if Hermosillo has anything to do with it, he's averaging 9.8 a carry so far. Pretty decent.
Pretty decent as well. Power formation is going to be flip left side. Tight end slipped along the far sideline. He slips 2 tackles, gets driven out of bounds. Samuel Watkins of Hoxie coming up. 6'2", 205 goes that tight end. Again, good size for the West squad here today.
Cooper McDill, Fort Rock Hills in on that tackle for the East squad as we get a couple of these local boys involved across our listening area. And some changes here along the defensive front. Again, a lot more substitutions than we were doing in that earlier game.
Try and keep track of everyone in and out, especially up there on that line. First down and goal now to go. Right about the 6-7 yard line. It's going to be a play action pass, roll out right side into the flat, dives for a touchdown, and we've got it. That one's going to be a touchdown reception. Right, Damian Lowell?
He just said low.
Low?
There was no EN on the end of that, so. Okay, interesting.
That's what we're going to go with then here early on in this one. 2 quick scores for the Red squad. They lead here early on 14-0 with the 2-point conversion pending.
And what's different about this game so far, you've got two different guys throwing the ball and 4 different targets on each throw.
A lot more spread out here early on. Quarterback under shotgun. It's going to be a flip left side, smacked in the backfield there, coming up from his defensive end position linebacker. That's Eli Hurley of Central Plains closing down the door on that 2-point conversion. That's going to keep our score here 14-0. West squad leading this one. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
Wakanda Water and Downs, a division of Remus Plumbing, is your locally owned and locally operated water treatment service business. They offer area installation and delivery services of salt, water softeners, and RO systems. Whether you need regular deliveries or state-of-the-art water treatment systems, Wakanda Water provides you with unparalleled convenience and quality. Questions about switching or adding a new service? Call Wakanda Water today for the best local service for your water systems at 454-6009. That's 454-6009.
Jones Auto Repair and Downs is fully staffed and ready to get your vehicle prepared for the warmer temps. Come in now for your AC work and our full lineup of BG service treatments, transmission, differential, and coolant flushes, offering major mechanics at unbeatable prices. If you need a motor or transmission, stop in for a free quote or estimate to compare and save. Small town feel, big time service is more than just our tagline, it's our way of life. Jones Auto Repair. Call today at 454-3318. That's 454-3318. Jones Auto Repair in Downs.
Or touchback, kickback. Another touchback from Caleb Noble of Ellis. And a leg that he has here for the Red Squad as they lead. Darn, can't see the scoreboard. Max, what are we at?
14-0 right now. Yeah, I know they put it on the other side for us here in this one. And Noble led his team 5-4, first team wide receiver and kick returner in his conference this year. 6'3", 190. Got a heck of a leg on him, too, here early on.
So blue line up at the backfield, dropping back to pass will be Rankin. Launches it deep, pass intended for Luke Budke of Chase County, son of head coach Derek Budke. And coach, as you know, pretty special to be able to get to coach your own son, especially this one final time.
Yeah, I did not coach Drake in the All-Star game, but yeah, just coaching him through high school, I didn't know what that would be like, but that was probably one of the most pleasurable things I've had in my coaching experience was being able to spend that time with him on the sideline, so I'm sure Coach Budke is enjoying one more shot here with his son.
I think it's very interesting, too, especially in our area. You know, Nick Anderson at Frankfort with his boy. You saw, it just went out of my head, but there's been quite a few either father and son duos or at least family members that have played, and that's real interesting in our area to see.
Coach Detweiler.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, why did that one not come to mind right there? That's the other one I was thinking of. Second down play is going to be stopped in the backfield here early on. The West squad defensively, Jesse, it's not quite looking like the D2 game already, but D1 West defense front line is really getting after it here early on.
And as it was in the first game, one in the trenches.
So here comes now a 3rd down and 11 for the blue squad. They're set up just at the 14. Shotgun looking back, empty set, off his back foot, throws incomplete, brings up a 4th down.
And that's back-to-back incompletions out of Logan Rankin from Little River.
Again, there's 4 blue jerseys in the backfield there, or 3 red jerseys in the backfield there on that pass attempt, so really getting after it. And as you look at this game, Coach, and I don't know where you coached when you did this, but what would be a little bit more fun, to try and coach up a defense to stop these All-Stars, or try and find an offense to break open the other side?
I've coached both the offensive side and the defensive side. I'll have to say I like the defensive side, and I typically call the plays back home on Friday nights, but the year I did coach the defensive side, I really did enjoy that.
Kind of gives you a little bit more, I don't want to say breathing room.
Yeah.
You can almost kind of dictate defensively, and I think we saw that in game 1 and maybe here too, when a defense starts to take over, how that affects in the other side of that ball.
And that's kind of what I'm noticing here. I mean, the West just got a little bit more fire in their belly right now. They seem to be running that 3-2 defense, and they've got those 3 defensive linemen that right now the East just can't handle. And the West team, the East team, they've been running that 2-man front, and I almost think they might be more benefited if they get a 3rd defensive lineman down.
Try and create a little bit of pressure. How fun is that, too, as a defensive coach, when you're getting ready to try and figure out, your D-line stunts, your linebacker stunts, trying to get all those kids in the right places?
Well, and honestly, the year I was a defensive coordinator, we didn't do a lot because you don't have a lot of time to do a lot of things. And you just kind of, at this level, you just turn them loose and let them play defense and play aggressive.
Oh my goodness. How did he catch that? Tiptoeing along the near sideline. That's going to be Joseph Perusa coming down with the catch on about, a 35-yard pass there?
Yeah, probably somewhere around there.
8 plus 29 now. What is 8? No, I can't do 8-man math right now.
37. Yeah, 8-man math's a little bit tough to get a hold of. I remember the first game I did, there's 40, but it's doing that quick math in your head. 40 is not near as divisible as 50 or 100 is.
Well, see, Max, it's like I told you, that one program that I had that would do all the 8-man stuff for you, and it was just so nice.
So easy. Quarterback run here near side. That's going to be Duncan Bell of Hoxie taking it down inside the 10, right about to the 5-yard line. Duncan Bell, Hoxie leading his team, of course, to a state championship. Threw for over 1,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, rushed for over 500. Also a 3-time state wrestling champ there in Duncan Bell.
And that's not to mention all of the team titles for Hoxie. That's one thing. Unfortunately, I was not able to coach who's Hoxie's head coach, Lance Barr. One thing wasn't able to get from him. I didn't really think about it or ask my wrestling experts in Brady Lowell and Tim Talkington just how many, I think 5, 6 state titles for Hoxie in wrestling.
They're up there. Oh, yeah. They've been a power for a long time. Speaking of power, I formation run here for Lopez as he powers forward from about the 5 to down to about the 3-yard line as the D1 West squad threatening here another score before quarter break. They're already up 14-0 here, 4:30 left to play in this fourth quarter, driving already as they've forced the East squad into 2 punts on their first possession. Shotgun set now for the West. Quarterback takes a snap. It's going to be power right up the middle, lowers his shoulder. That's going to be a
ceramic touchdown.
Ceramic touchdown.
And again, just going back and forth here between Ceramic and Duncan Bell. Though, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that Bell has maybe rushed once or tried to rush once, and otherwise they're just having Ceramic in for essentially the Wildcat.
I think that's kind of what they're doing, running a 2-quarterback formation here from the West. And when you have 2 quarterbacks that have played as much ball as these 2 have, you kind of let them use their expertise and their knowledge best you can. And right now it's working out real well for the West as they lead here 20-0, 2-point conversion pending. Going to be Ceramic up the middle again. He dives. This one is good. So it is all Ryan Ceramic from Rawlins County on those touchdowns, making this one 22-0. 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. We will take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
Creers CarQuest Auto Parts in Beloit, they can take care of all your vehicle parts and repair needs. With the new big beautiful shop on Mill Street in downtown Beloit, they can handle your vehicle and small engine jobs. Have some electrical issues? That's no problem for their staff. Do-it-yourselfer? Creers can get you what you need to get on the road once again. Call 738-3526 and speak to one of their experienced staff. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, and Saturdays, 7 to 3. Give Creers CarQuest a call today at 738-3526. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Zachary's Ace Hardware in downtown Beloit has what you need for all your home improvement needs, from quality paint and supplies to hardware and plumbing. Don't forget about their outdoor entertainment items, from grills to patio furniture and those other outdoor needs. At Zachary's Ace Hardware, they're committed to being the helpful place by offering you personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from the local expert who know you best.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We're back here at the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Network. I'm Jesse Strnad. Beside me is Max Blasky of KNDY and Coach Russ Steinbrock of the Clifton Clyde Eagles. As you're listening, 92.1 FM and 94.1. 80 Country.
22-0 already our score, Coach. We were talking just a little bit before. I'm just going to continue our conversation. Defense, we talked about how right now the East squad, they're playing with 2 down linemen, how they're just kind of getting pushed back. As a coach, when do you want to kind of start making those changes?
I'd say soon. I mean, before you get the hole too big. I mean, me personally, we have, we don't run the 2-man front. We've got our 3-2, our 3-3, and then we'll even run a 4-2. And right now I might even be thinking run some 4-2 to try to slow down that running game.
Here's a positive play from the East is running up the middle. Quarterback Trent Hagg of West Elk, 6'2", 185. Quarterback and defensive back picks up some good yardage on that one.
And we are seeing all sorts of different QBs play here today. As that's 2 for the blue team, 2 for the red team.
Are you having fun keeping track of stats for this one yet, Jesse?
No, not really.
That's another father-son, the Haig kid here. His dad, Chris Haig at West Elk, coached him, and I've heard a lot of good things about him at quarterback. So it's nice to see him get a positive yard, and here's another positive play.
Good drive and keeping those legs going.
8 yards there on the handoff to Eli Hurley of Central Plains, so no surprises here.
So just looking for a little fight for the East, or from the East side now, trailing 22-0 here in this first quarter. And Coach, I assume that's probably kind of what you want to do. Just let's get some positive yardage, let's first down, and then see where it piles from there.
Yeah, like I said, this week you don't get a lot of things installed, but they're just kind of some basic plays here, and they've got a first down, which is nice to see.
So first down and 10 to go right at the 30-yard line for the East squad, working west to east as we see it, right to left. There's going to be a little draw handoff up the middle. Running back's going to fall forward for about 3 yards or so. And it will be Eli Hurley again with that carry. Brings up positive yardage as we go under 3 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Easton Nicholson, as we saw him light up everybody's world on just the second defensive stop here for the West squad, making a big play there to bring Hurley down.
I think they put it second down and 7, so it's a 3-yard play. Second down here, quarterback in shotgun, a little sweep to the right side, pitch inside. Good positive yardage. Looks like a first down there for Graydon Dennis of Trago Community. Nope, looked at the wrong one there. Let's get this one right.
Number 9, Josh Hutchinson of Oswego. His second carry of the game, good for 9 or 10.
Ball will end up right at midfield, right at the green star. You talked about it, Coach. What does kind of the week of practice look like for you guys?
Well, I mean, obviously you spend more time on the offensive side trying to get the plays and formations. And, the first few days it's just kind of feeling people out and seeing, who fits in where and just trying to get people to mesh together. But offensively, you do spend more time there just trying to get your plays and formations in. And then, like I said, from my experience over here, the few times I've been here, defenses kind of, just turn the kids loose. You'll have some blitz calls, some stunt calls, but just let them play defense for the most part.
Defense seems like that side of the ball that you can let instincts move a little bit quicker, I guess.
Yeah. But it is. It's a fun week. I mean, they've had lots of different activities I know over here in years past. The kids will go bowling. They've done the movies. I saw this week on social media they posted they went to a elementary kids summer youth program, and they had the kids go there and play like at recess with some of the kids.
Yeah.
So it's a fun week for everybody.
Coach, did you get to play tug of war when you were here?
We did not do tug of war.
You think you would have won?
I doubt it.
At least you're being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be honest here with that. Incomplete pass on second down. Had more defenders there in the backfield as that pass went about 20 yards down the field. Again, pressure coming from the west side again, causing quarterback from the blue side just uneasiness, I think, here in this one. As it's been all west, kind of opposite of what we saw in the first game.
And a timeout will be called by the blue team with the 93 seconds left here before, not halftime, it's still just the first quarter.
This is the first quarter. I said this one might move a little bit slower, not much as excitement, but yeah, it's kind of moving a little bit slower here in the afternoon game. Already saw, too, one kid from here, the blue side, he's a little cramped, a little stretch out. How much, too, is important to make sure these kids stay hydrated and just stay healthy this week?
Well, this week, like you said, you don't want to be too physical at practice to where you get injuries that come lingering to the game. It is, nice temperature and a breeze. I've been here when it's been much hotter and the heat becomes a big issue, and I don't know that we'll see that today. But obviously conditioning, these guys haven't played football for quite some time now. You hope most of them are probably athletic enough kids. They probably went through the track season, so hopefully they've got some conditioning coming into this game. But, yeah, conditioning by the fourth quarter does come into play, especially for this afternoon game.
And we mentioned it's not quite a September high school Friday night yet, is it? There's been some hot nights the last couple of years on some of those games.
Little River 4 years ago. I was up in Clyde down there, and it was 95 degrees at kickoff at 7.
Yep, we've had some hot ones.
And that press box didn't have air conditioning, and there was no wind, and not a good time.
Jesse didn't have a good time down there, did he? Doesn't sound like.
Well, we lost, too, and that just made it worse.
Oh, yeah, that never helps out. A hot day coming away with a loss.
Was also still salty from the year before.
You don't hold grudges, do you, too much, Jesse?
Against one team and one team only, and I'm probably not allowed to say who that is against.
Quarterback for the East squad, Trent Hagg, had a little problem with that snap. He bobbled it, picked up positive yardage, but we got a flag in the backfield.
All sorts of flags here on the blue team, doing them no favors. And, Max, as you said there for the Division II game, more penalties than they did have yardage. Well, we potentially could be close to that point. 33 yards of total offense for the blue team. And depending on how far back this one goes.
We're going back 5.
Like a holding call.
Now we're going back a full 10.
Well, so 35 yards of penalties, 30 yards of penalties.
Yep.
And 33 yards of offense.
We'll kick it back up. You just wait. We'll see. Well, one big play will throw everything out of whack here.
I can hope.
The second and a country mile. They got 15 up there. I think it's about 30. Quarterback draw off the middle. Hagg's going to be stopped for about 4 yards. Hagg. Okay.
Yep.
I told Jesse earlier, isn't quite my forte with some of these names, so kind of walking through it a little bit.
Just didn't have a good enough English teacher.
That's probably it. That is definitely it.
Shout out Miss Deb Krutz. And one random K-State girl I met at a tailgate one time that was able to figure out how to say my name just based off of vowels, and still trying to figure out that.
I would give her $20 if I can figure out how you say your last name.
I offered to marry her on the spot, and she didn't go for it.
I don't know if be picking up cues on how to pick up dates from Jesse anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't.
Run up the middle on a quarter or halfback draw. Dalton Steffen's going to be stopped. You look at the other side. Eli Hurley's going to be stopped for short game, 4th and long, probably about 4th and 23 or so. Now for this East squad, looking to get something going here.
But it's going to have to wait till the next possession as they line up the punt.
You mean they don't think a fake punt's coming?
Probably not.
Oh, okay, I'll probably believe you. Punt is away from the 20. Booming punt's going to drive the returner back, Dalton Steffen, only back to his own 10. He catches it, swings around far side looking for a block. Yep, block in the back. He's going to get up to the side. Up to about the 30, but this one's coming back.
As Hermosillo trying to argue the case on that flag, but I don't think he's going to win this one. He's still standing with his hands up.
Now, I got to ask you, Coach, when a player puts his hands up, that means he didn't do it, right?
Well, they've seen that a lot on Sundays. They just throw their arms up and turn their back into them and act like they didn't know they were there.
I didn't see them running in front of me. I was going right for them. That's not what I meant.
Well, as Shaggy says, wasn't me.
That one, though, I don't think the word works. I think he got caught. I have to take him out for that one.
Yeah.
That's going to back up the red quite a ways after we figure out this penalty. Again, it's been all East squad so far, or West squad, so far here in this one. 2 scores in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. They're in the second quarter. They're going to start this one inside their own 10? Or have they said it yet?
No, we're still in the first.
Oh, we're still in the...
Yeah, sorry about that. That's only... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are still in the first quarter. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't think that was quite right. I didn't think we'd gone to the second quarter yet, but, too, when you got a telephone pole right in your way of the scoreboard, don't make life too easy.
Well, at least you can see the scoreboard from this press box.
That is true.
No complaints, because when you build a $250,000 one and you can't see the scoreboard, it doesn't do anybody any good.
It makes a change.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick 30-second pause as we flip ends of the field. You're listening to the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Network.
Since 1884, First Bank of Beloit has been committed to your financial success, and with the new partnership with Bank of Tusket, it'll only strengthen that commitment. If you're a current First Bank of Beloit customer, feel free to reach out with any questions or updates, but know all your accounts will remain active and accessible. And keep an eye out for the upcoming mobile and online banking updates this month. Thank you for making First Bank your bank, and the First Bank staff hopes to continue to serve you and our area for another 141 years as the Bank of Tusket.
Managing your bills just got easier with Cunningham Fiber's online bill pay. No more stamps, no more trips to the mailbox, just fast, secure payments right from your device. Choose automatic payments and your payments will be direct and dependable, saving you time and stress. Stay connected, stay secure, and stay in control, all with Cunningham Fiber. Sign up for online bill pay today and simplify your life with the power of fiber fast convenience. Cunningham Fiber, speed, reliability, simplicity.
And All-Star Network, it is going to be the West squad. Pump fake there by Duncan Bell, and he launches this one deep down the left side, overthrows his receiver, though, by about 5 yards.
West squad's going to start this drive out deep in their own end zone, starting about their own 9. Coach Steinbrock, you were mentioning maybe a little change you might want to see here from the East squad.
I did notice they brought a blitz, so they at least brought 3 guys that time, and they did get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback.
Wanting to try and keep that going here. They've been in that 2-man front all day, and we've seen already, of course, judging by the score, that the West side has kind of done what they needed to, I guess, against that 2-man front.
Yeah, they're going to have to switch it up or do like they did there and bring some stunts and blitzes and try to occupy those guys.
And now 2nd down and 10 from the 9, empty shotgun formation for Bell.
He's in ceramic in motion.
Trips now to the right. Bell rolls that way into the end zone. Almost got it. Nope. Now he's going to set fire across his body. Middle of the field. Coming back to it. No. Couldn't quite high point it there for the Red squad with Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. We already saw a couple of great catches from the D2 game. Lane Loiza with one, and then I can't remember who got the second one in that one, but almost had a third one there.
Carter.
Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah, that time they lined up in a 3-man front, which is second time they've done that, and then they brought a linebacker, so they had 4 coming that time, and they really did heat the quarterback up there.
Bell did a good job of just getting out of that, I thought.
Yeah.
It was close. Almost our first points on the board for the Blue squad. Duncan Bell back-to-back incompletions here, but started out the game 5 for 5 passing and 63 yards, so we'll see if he can get back to that.
Need at least 10 here on 3rd down and 10 from their own 9. Bell is alone in the shotgun. Double to the left. We're going to move ceramic towards the middle. Bell rolling right across the middle. Caught. Going to be short of the first down there. Completion to Caleb Noble of Ellis. Will come up real close to that first down marker, about 3 yards away. Let's see what the Red squad does here. 4th and 4 is what they're calling it for the Red squad at their own 16-yard line. There's Red leading this one again, 22-0. 3 scores already in the first quarter. So we have second quarter action going right now. Fourth down.
I'd be holler and watch the ball. Hard count here.
Lining up like they might go for it. Quarterback one running back to his left, shotgun formation. All dead center, movement from the back. There's the snap. We're going for it. 4th and 4. Bell back to pass. Floater near side over his head. Incomplete. Turnover on downs for the Red Squad.
And this just might finally be the shift that the blue team needs. Short field, 16 yards to go, and all the time in the world.
A little momentum shift there, too. Now, if you're a coach, are you taking a shot right now at the end zone, or are you letting this go a little bit?
You might. I mean, you've got your best field position you've had of the game, coming off a little momentum there on that 4th down stop. This might be an opportunity to take a shot. But you're also a short field. You've got an opportunity to maybe just grind this out.
Mm-hmm. As good as the West squad has rolled, wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the blue squad take a little time. Now we're going to have an official stoppage here over on the far sideline. Something happening with the chain gang.
Also important to note here, so far the blue squad without a completion yet. 3 attempts.
Wow.
I think you've got a third quarterback in there. Isn't that the Little River kid at quarterback now? See the Hague's on the sideline, and looks like Budke's moved to wide receiver.
Yep. Rankin, Bill, Hague, and
see if he can get something going.
A new quarterback back there, Logan Rankin from Little River, running back to his left, motion man behind him, swings it over to that running back behind the line of scrimmage, and he's stopped dead in his tracks. Luke Butke, who took that, coming up with a tackle. Easton Nicholson of Hoxie screaming in there from the linebacker position to make that stop.
Easton Nicholson continuing to lead the defense here. 2 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, as he did throughout his entire career.
And I see him out there right now. Coach, how important is that to have a kid like that on defense talking, getting kids in the right position, and just continuing to have that communication?
Well, I'm sure a lot of these kids probably play that role at their high school. I know Oliver does that at Clifton Clyde for us. And, you know, the offense are running a lot of motion stuff, and these kids are just pretty disciplined and pretty assignment sound, and you just saw that on that last play.
Excellent assignment sound. It was going to kind of be a drawn-out run to the right side here as Eli Hurley tried to find some space. The defensive line or holes were just plugged up from the West squad. So now what turned into excellent field position, 1st down and 10 at the 15. Now we've got 3rd down and about 13 to go from just inside the 20. I guess my comment about going for the end zone didn't really...
Well, yeah, first play was behind the line of scrimmage pass and then a little run to the right. So, yeah, you might see your shot now, but they might be expecting it.
They might be expecting it. So the East squad is going to take a timeout to talk over this 3rd down play. We will take a timeout ourselves. When we come back, it'll be a 3rd down and 13 for the East squad. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the team committed to providing the best of care, Beloit Medical Center. The 5-physician, 4-nurse practitioner Beloit Medical Team focus on broad-based primary care, internal medicine with ICU and critical support, family medicine with obstetrical services, diabetic education, walk-in services that include office visit and lab services, and understand what it means to be part of a small-town community. Visit BeloitMedicalCenter.com. Trust your family care to the medical team. That is Beloit Medical Center.
Welcome back to the Division I 8-Man All-Star game here on KREP, Belleville and KDNS, Glen, Elder, Cocker City, and Beloit. It's a 3rd down and 13 for the East squad. Being shut out right now, looking for their first score, but got a long way to go. From the 19, quarterback back to pass, looking across the middle, and incomplete, too high for his intended receiver on the first pass there from... Who was that back?
Logan Rankin.
Logan Rankin.
Passington for Aiden Heckley of Central Plains, an all-state tight end. Well, yeah, all-conference, all-state tight end. I believe he was top 8 in Division I as well.
Yeah,
good ball player.
A lot of athletes you were talking about earlier, too, you know, from some of these teams. They didn't have the season as a team, but still great athletes you're seeing out on the field. 4th down and 13 we're going for. A ball from the 19 in the shotgun is Rankin. Rankin looking back to throw, throws left, floater towards the end zone, picked off. No, I think he's going to be out of bounds. Nonetheless, incompletion, turnover on downs for the Blue squad.
And for the Blue, would have been better if that would have been a pick there by number 1. Jamie Gardia of South Central would have had the red team pinned all the way at the 1-yard line.
Would have looked like that punt KU took against K-State last year down in Manhattan where he caught it right at the 1, stepped out. Awfully close. Not saying that from a KU fan by any means either.
It's okay, bud. I, too, choose things that hurt me.
And we still live with it. We still continue to root for him. So an opportunity lost there, though, from the Blue squad as they were inside the red zone of the West, but some negative plays, incompletions, turnover on downs gives it right back to the West squad, leaving this one 22-0 here with 9:45 left to play in the second quarter. There's going to be a run. It was supposed to be up the middle reverse field and got out of bounds over on the far sideline. Duncan Bell, quarterback from Hoxie, taking that one for positive yardage. I ask you about the players a little bit, Coach, but like when it comes to the coaches then standpoint too, what do you guys do to kind of gel and get all your stuff together this week?
Well, you keep it light. The very first year, I will say, I came over here, times have changed. Practices were pretty intense and got after it. We sustained some injuries, which ended up hurting us in the game. And I think, that's probably been 10 years ago since the first time I coached in this game. And I think coaches have started to back things off to where you're not quite as physical. But the coaches, they hang out with the kids. They go to all the activities that are going on throughout the week. You'll see the coaches in and out of the kids' rooms playing video games, stuff like that with them. So they get to know the kids really well.
I think exciting for the coaches, too, I'm sure, to be able to be a part of this game. Here's a little tight end screen across the middle. Heck of a catch. He's going to keep rolling down the far sideline, breaks another tackle to the 30. That will be Samuel Watkins of Hoxie with a behind him catch from the big tight end. 6'2", 205. If he was 6'1", I don't think the arms would have reached that one. Heck of a catch there from the product from Hoxie. I will pick up a first down for the West here as they continue to roll inside of East Territory. Picks it up just outside the 30-yard line is where this first play will start.
So, Coach, speaking of doing this 10 years ago, so how many years are we at, you being the head man at Clifton Clyde now? 24? Are we at a quarter of a century yet?
Yeah, it's probably right around there. Yeah, this might be my 25th season, I think.
Oh, boy.
Too many fun years to count, right?
Yeah. Never would have imagined it going that long.
Well, I'm glad it has.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We were talking a little bit beforehand, too. You guys are going to get started with weights and whatnot. What are you looking forward to from your team, hopefully, this season?
Well, we're going to be very similar to this year. We graduate a really talented senior group, so it's going to be interesting to see how those underclassmen step into some of those voids that we've got to fill. But this year, the senior class did, more than we expected. Had a great season, so I think they kind of showed our underclassmen what's capable when you dedicate yourself and work hard. And I think we've got a really good group of underclassmen that can step into those holes this year.
I know, talking with Jesse over here is a second down pass play. It's going to be picked off on the far sideline. Blues coming up, but we've got two flags here near side, so we'll see if that INT holds. It was Eli Hurley breaking on the outbreaking route, picked it off. So we'll figure out these flags here. When you talked about it, too, your seniors, you talked about the season you had, and obviously you guys got bounced in the playoffs but had a heck of a run. What was that like to be able, each Friday be able to rely on the senior class to do what they do?
It's awesome to be able to do that. And we knew going into the season that was the one thing we were going to have was just, and I've said this over and over, is great leadership from those seniors we had this year. So that's huge in your juniors and sophomores and freshmen to see, success like we had this year and based on the type of leadership and work ethic that we had. So hopefully, that resonates with those kids and they can continue that.
So it looks like that play, there was a holding. Obviously, Blue side is going to decline that. So turnover, INT will give it back over to the East squad. They take a deep shot first run. He got twisted around and had it at the 20-yard line down there by himself, receiver in the East squad. What was that, Luke Budke?
Yep, Luke Budke just lost track of it there in the sun. And
Hagkid's back at quarterback right now. I like the way the offense looks with him at quarterback.
But so far, a Division I East squad member still without a positive completion between 6 pass attempts.
Weren't we talking ground and pound a little bit earlier?
We were, but that's not really working either for Blue.
I was going to say, nothing's working out too well for Blue, as the West defensive line has really dominated this game. 2nd down and 10 to go. It's going to be a sweep left side. Running back takes it, trips up after a short gain. It'll be Trent
Haig again, and the running game here just not working for Blue either, as he gets caught in the mud and takes a tumble.
So now a 3rd down, a little over a medium, 3rd down and 8, I think is where they're going to spot it. 7:30 left to play here before halftime. It's Division I West leading 22-0. All 3 scores for them coming in the first quarter. Since that, kind of dried up in terms of action here in Beloit.
As we've gone roughly 8.5 minutes without a score, which the way this game was starting, thought it was going to be a lot different than that.
3rd down snap. Quarterback steps up in the pocket looking for a man, kind of trip. Now he's going to take off a run. Here near side looking for a block. Takes a pop, picks up the 1st down.
But Haig pops right back up after that. Yeah, hard hit to the crown.
A little group there on the West squad. Looks like Max Whitman of Wichita coming in with Cordell Jordan of Oxford for that combined tackle near side. The positive yardage for the East squad as they are into West territory just across midfield. So, we were talking a little bit more from the defensive end of the Blue. What are you seeing from this West side that's allowed the West to be so dominant here early on?
Well, those 3 guys are eating up those 5 up front. So then your linebackers are clean all day, and they're making a lot of plays.
Here's a run up the middle, talking about linebackers going to come up for the tackle. Before mentioned Max Whitman of Wichita County, run up the middle for positive yardage for Eli Hurley. He comes up just a little gimp as he'll go to the sideline.
I don't know if it's just me, but like I said, I just feel like the offense looks a little different with Haig at the quarterback there, and they look like they've got some things going right now.
Haig. Yeah, no, not Haig. Hurley, excuse me. Central Plains currently getting a cramp worked out on the sideline. He immediately goes down, gets his helmet off. Assisted there by Steve Schrader of Cloud County Community College. Low snap to Haig. And he's able to turn it into a 3-yard gain and potentially the 1st down.
Looking good on that one. Awfully close to the 1st down. I think they might give it to him. We'll see what happens. And you mentioned that, Coach Steinbrock, about making that change. And, too, as a coach, does it take a couple drives, maybe a series or 2, just to say, hey, let's see who's flowing a little bit better today?
It does. I know I talked to Oliver each day this week about how practices were going and things like that. And I know the first day, he was a little discouraged. I said it takes some time for the coaches to, figure out who you guys are. It takes a little time for you guys to gel together, and it just takes some time. You don't have a lot of time. You've got a short week, but it does. And then you get to the game, and, it just changes again because, like you're saying, just 3rd quarterback you're seeing right now, and it seems like things are going better with your 3rd-string quarterback. It reminds me of a time I coached over here, and we had a kid at linebacker from Pratt Skyline, and he was like 6'2", 225, and everybody had blown him up to be such a phenomenal linebacker. And then that whole week of practice, we just never saw it. And we ended up not starting him in the game. And then once the game started, we ended up getting him in 2nd or 3rd series, and he was an absolute animal. But we just did not see that in practice that week. But come game time, the kid was an animal. So
you had to get him into that situation where he's like, okay, I can go full speed, do what I do.
Well, Coach, speaking of quarterbacks and who you'd have in there, would have been nice to see Braden Lawson from Marmaton Valley. Were you here for the first game at all?
I listened to it on the radio on the way over.
Well, yeah, 6 foot 220, maybe 240. Just one play with him at QB would have been something else.
It sounded like a ball player.
It's a short 3rd down and a fumble turnover for the Blue squad. They brought out the chains to measure the short 3rd down at about inches. Quarterback got caught in the middle of it. Haig just didn't have his hands on the ball. That's a turnover. Right back over to the West squad it goes. So back-to-back turnovers.
And that's Jace Rutherford for South Central as he gets the strip and then able to get his hand underneath his left or his right hip and bring that one underneath him for the recovery.
It's been slow moving on the scoreboard. Again, all three scores coming in the first quarter for the Division I West squad as they lead here 22-0. 5 minutes left to play before halftime. Of course, coming up here at half, but we'll take a look at stats and scores throughout this game. And then kind of close out the last football broadcast. Well, technically, this is the first football broadcast of 25, so.
I don't even want to think about 25, 26 yet.
Long ways away, but short time. Roll out here, across his body, middle, high point, and comes away with a heck of a catch down there in the middle of the field. Samuel Watkins of Hoxie, who had the one-handed snag, absolutely high points that one and waltzes in for a touchdown.
48 yards on that one through two defenders. Duncan Bell, after he throws a pick on his last throw, turns around with a 48-yard thread. And, of course, also helps that Samuel Watkins is Samuel Watkins. And
yeah, it goes, what I say, 6'2" on that, 6'4"?
6'2", 205, 1,056 receiving yards in his career, averaged 17 yards a catch and 15 TDs.
Had a heck of a productive career there at Hoxie, and it's continuing here in the All-Star game. Man, Jesse, I'm looking at your thing. No thing on future plans, but he might be getting himself a scholarship here today.
Yeah, he's looking good.
2-point conversion here for the West squad. It'll be trips in the backfield, shotgun formation. Running back motions to the right. Quarterback takes it, draw up the middle, waltzes in for the 2-point conversion for Duncan Bell.
So a total of 10 seconds on that touchdown drive.
They come fast when they happen anyway.
Yep, they do.
Make this game 30-0 here at the 4:55 mark in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout. We'll take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
It's summertime, and at Wakanda Boats in Glen Elder, they have the new or used pontoon or fishing boat you have been dreaming of. Wakanda has a large variety of in-stock Lund fishing boats and Harris pontoons for your viewing pleasure. Are you a local hero or veteran? If so, ask us about the rebates available to you. See what the 2025 lineup has to offer, or stop in the store and get the boating gear you need. Call today to make an appointment that works with your schedule. Stop in or check them out online at wakandaboats.com. Let's get you on the water. Wakanda Boats, Glen Elder, Kansas.
Fouts Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance agency dedicated to providing quality insurance solutions to the area with offices in Beloit and Smith Center. At Fouts Insurance, we offer insurance coverage for business, farm, crop, auto, home, and life. And with an extended number of companies to work with, we will tailor an insurance package to fit your business, farm, or personal needs. Visit FoutsInsurance.com or call 738-3558. That's 738-3558.
Welcome back to the Division I 8-Man All-Star Game. Max Blasky here with you. Jesse Sternad to my left. Coach Russ Steinbach of Clifton Clyde. It is all West in this one. 30-0 here. 5 minutes left before halftime. And I think it's kind of been like the first game, Jesse. Maybe not near as dominant, but right now it's just all West doing kind of what they want.
Yeah, there's been no stopping them. They're dictating the defensive side of the ball as well, and right now, Blue just does not have an answer on the ground, through the air, whatever, as they'll launch one deep but overthrown.
They had a man over on that far side. There was pressure in the backfield. Damian Lowell was one of them back there on the quarterback. Couldn't set his feet, get it out to him. So now he's 2nd down and 10. I think this, all but one drive Blue started way back in their own 20, Jesse, I think.
Yes.
So,
and that's now 7 incompletions for Blue Squad.
So needing to find something to get it. And we're seeing, Coach, real quick, he had a man there wide open, but at some point, don't you want to maybe try a little short route just to get some positivity going?
Well, I thought this would have been a good time. You're down 30-0. I think you've got to try to win on 1st down and 2nd down. Get something going positive. Get yourself in a 3rd and short situation. But here we are kind of getting to 2nd and 10 now.
So I say in Madden, too, let's win 1st down, and then we'll go from there. 2nd down and 10. It's going to be an option here. Near side pitch will be taken. Flag thrown. Blue up in the backfield as
Hermosillo
comes up.
And Easton Nicholson.
Let's see who that flag is going to be on, too, as well. How much do you work the refs in an all-star game, Coach?
I'm not a guy that gets on the refs a lot. Definitely not an all-star game.
Yep.
And 20-some years of coaching, I've learned a few lessons, and one of them is usually riding a ref's case. It doesn't help you down the road.
The best.
It really doesn't. I've seen it, and I've learned my lesson there. So
what's the radio guy got to say?
I was going to say final moments of a game or final end of the season. I think I've seen you come out on the sideline a time or two.
But you've never seen me lose my temper, Jesse.
Well, that's true.
That's what we're looking for here. Just don't lose the temper. You can get out there. Just don't lose the temper.
I've never seen anybody snap a clipboard and get escorted out of a gym during your games, unlike I have during
other games.
But that wasn't him. That was a parent that didn't like the outcome for his team.
3rd down and about 13. It's a run to the near side right. Stop for positive yardage, but we'll still bring up a 4th down and long. 4th down about 5 here for the East squad with 4:30 left before halftime. I did want to make the mention, too, as well, that if you want to listen back to any of these broadcasts, they'll be available at sunflowerstateradio.com. I'm sure they'll be on the 8-Man All-Star website, too, as well, as we're going to put our audio with their videos. So I'm going to watch it here today, but listen to your 2 favorite announcers, right? Something like that.
That's right.
He didn't say anything.
Well, I was going to say we've got one good one and one average one. Another incomplete pass.
And another incompletion from the East squad. This is going to give the West field position inside the red zone. And right now, like you've been talking about, Coach Steinbrock, a quarterback from the East, just been on his backside more than I think he's been on his feet.
Yeah, they've been, a lot of their sets have been empty. I don't know, maybe the second half they need to keep one back in to help give them a little more protection. They've been empty a lot, and it's just working to the West's advantage. They can't handle those front 3.
West will take over, or is it right, the 18-yard line, leading this one 30-0 with 3 minutes left here in the first half. West will have it on the near side hash, working right to left as we view it. Trojan Field turned into a beautiful afternoon for some high school football. A little rainy this morning, a little cloudy, but clouds have sure broken here in the afternoon. Bright blue Kansas sky. Under center is quarterback. He's going to fake pitch right. He's just going to run quarterback power right at the middle. Breaks the tackle, gets inside the 10. Good looking run there from Duncan Bell of Hoxie.
That'll be Bell's second carry of the day for 18 yards as he continues to rack up the rushing yards for the Hoxie Indians.
Hoxie, of course, had an excellent season this year. A lot of players here did, too. Some obviously records didn't show, but I think, again, that's kind of the fun part about this is some of these kids that don't have the best team records still get recognition for their individual performances throughout the year. One last chance to show it out in front of family and friends.
Yeah, one of those kids, Cooper McDill, haven't said his name a whole lot, but able to get Rock Hills in the playoffs this year for the first time in 5 years.
He's going to be one of those we mentioned coming up at here halftime because we haven't talked about. Here's a little sweep pass right side. Flag is going to be thrown in. It is a completion. Well, let's see what the official on the far side said. I think we'd see more flags in this first half than we did that first game, Jesse. They might have been saving them for this one, I think.
I think they were, or they just didn't have them yet, and then they finally got delivered to the field.
That's true, yeah. We might have been a little late getting those flags out here. So it will be a holding call. That'll back up the red squad. Still inside the red zone, though. Plenty of time on the clock here. 3 minutes as the clock stops. 2nd and 10 going to be the call. East squad defense looking to get a stop, still on the 2-man front. At least looks like they're going to be in it. I've learned more now on that watching defense from you, Coach, than I think I did the last year of football. So,
well, they were in a 3 the last one. They're back to their 2. And you can see here your edges are weak.
Yeah, there's a run up the middle, but reversing. Field staying on his feet, cutting back towards the middle, and still churning. He fumbles it at the goal line. It's going to be dived on, and I believe a touchdown for the West. Another score going to the side of the red squad.
But who do we officially award that one to since Hermosillo lost it at the 1?
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that one.
But credit there to Hermosillo, Coach, and that reminds me a lot of when we played them, Clifton Clyde.
He's a horse, and that, like I said, go back to that defense, that 2-man front. your edges are weak. You've got one linebacker out there. He's got a lead blocker leading for him, which he doesn't really even need a lead blocker because he's a man. And you saw in that run how many guys attempted to tackle him.
I think about 6.
Yeah.
6 of the 8.
I think finally the 8th one got the shoestring that made it work. But, yeah, heck of a run. Started in the middle, bounced it, got to the sideline, went right back in the middle, and powered through the last 3 yards for a touchdown.
Well, and the fact that was not a design counter, and Hermosillo turned it into one.
2-point conversion is good as quarterback Bell finds Ceramic down the middle, making this contest 38-0. In trouble of having 2 routes here in our games. But that touchdown is going to give us a 60-second break, so we'll take it here. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
Want to stand out from the crowd? Fort Hays Tech North Central, with locations in Hays and Beloit, offers hands-on programs in construction, healthcare, business, transportation technology, and more. Gain the skills you need to be successful in today's job market. Affordable, flexible, and focused on your future. Fort Hays Tech North Central is your pathway to success. Schedule a tour today. Visit fhtechnc.edu or call 888-567-4297. Fort Hays Tech North Central, your future starts here. At the State Bank of Downs, they believe there is no better way to focus on service than by getting to know their customers personally. They aim to make your life better whether at home or at work. The State Bank of Downs has offered quality banking services to customers in Kansas for over 125 years. So when you're thinking about a new bank, think about the State Bank of Downs. They understand that each customer's needs are different and tailor their services to help meet your specific goals. Banking designed with community in mind at the State Bank of Downs.
Once again here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jesse Sternad. Beside me here in the booth at Trojan Field, Max Blasky and Russ Steinbrock of the Clifton Clyde Eagles. 2:28 to go here in the first half, 38-0. Red team is leading, getting ready to kick this one off. Caleb Noble of Ellis with the golden leg.
Do we get it out the back?
Yep, that one is going to land in the old high jump pit almost.
Yeah, I thought of this rule a long time ago, and I think it could go to any level. But if a kicker kicks it through the goalpost on a kickoff, it should be like 3 points or maybe 1. I mean, 2 something. I think that'd be kind of interesting. He's been pretty close the last couple.
He's got a good leg on him.
I don't know who I need to talk to. I don't think I've got enough persuasion in Keisha right now to do that, but maybe one of these days we'll see what can happen.
Well, I usually don't ever have anything good to say about most of Keisha's decisions, so it's not going to be me.
Do you want to like my decision then if that happened?
Oh, no. I'm just saying that they're not going to listen to me, so I'm no help.
Here's going to be a halfback draw, but eaten up in the middle, that defensive front again. I think that was number 10 for the West squad.
Damian Lowe, South Gray, 6'2", 220. And I'm going to say I'm happy that kid didn't play basketball. At least I don't remember him from basketball.
I was going to say he might have been a handful just to say on the court.
If he can dribble.
Like we were talking, kind of interesting how some kids are very good at one sport. The other ones, good, but maybe not quite to that level. Got a timeout here. Jesse, what do you think we want to do?
Well, might as well go ahead and get the bills paid, as we'll send it back to Belleville and Glen Elder. Under 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. You are listening to 92.1 FM.
At Dental Designs of Solomon Valley, Dr. Jetta, Dr. Tim, and their trained staff offer a full array of comprehensive dental and cosmetic dentistry services. From teeth whitening, dental implants, restorations, veneers, crowns, dentures, nitrous sedation, sleep-disordered breathing, and more, Dental Designs will help you create and maintain a satisfying and healthy smile. Whether you are looking for a simple checkup or have a tooth that's giving you trouble, Dental Designs of Solomon Valley can get you the dental care you need. Call for an appointment today or visit dentaldesignsofsv.com. Credit union is like a bank, but can offer even more. With a cooperative from its members, Farmway Credit Union can offer you aggressive financing rates and loans. Make sure and become a member today to enjoy rates as low as 5.95 to 7% with good credit on vehicles, campers, and home loans. With locations in Beloit, Lincoln, Mankato, and Osborne for your convenience, enjoy the benefits of the cooperative in your area. Check out farmwaycu.com or stop by one of their locations to become a part of the network Farmway Credit Union provides.
Mac Fabricating, a proud and year-long
Well, that is our first completion of the day for the blue team. And as we say that, Haig then gets sacked for a 3-yard loss.
Coach Steinberg just saying here is a little quick pass down the middle might to get this offense going, but that sack's not going to help anything here.
No, they're behind the sticks now, 4th down. I would almost think punt. Why give them the ball here with a minute, but we'll see what they do.
Clock rolling under a minute 10 here at half. Again, we'll take a break for halftime. We'll do stats, recaps, conversations over these games. How's everything going? But so far, been tuning in. It's been all West leading this one 38-0. We go under 60 seconds here to half. 4th down, about a half of a country mile. Looks like they're going to keep the offense back out there, though. Haig back there looking to pass. Pressure, as always, steps up, throws across his body, well over the head, and incomplete turnover on downs for the blue squad.
And this just went bad to even worse for the blue team as Red's going to have it at the goal line, essentially.
So you hadn't seen, and I'm not going to say it, Jesse, because we got past it. We hadn't seen a 45 roll in the All-Star game ever. We saw one in the first game, and right now with this score,
we're going to see 2 in one day.
We might see 2 in one day. We might see our second one before half here.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a whole 43 seconds to go, and we just need
6 points?
Nope.
7.
Yep. Maybe they'll kick a field goal.
Maybe they'll kick a field goal. Hey, let's see. See a field goal kicked here. West will take over, as Jesse mentioned, right at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Still in there at quarterback is Duncan Bell. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, running back to his right. Bell will take the snap, fakes the back, steps up, pressure, gets out of the sack, rolls to his right, looking across his body to the middle, incomplete. Second down upcoming. I know we were talking a little bit about the blue squad's quarterbacks and how they're doing, but the West squad was kind of dominating every aspect, but I've been pretty pleased with Duncan Bell and his ability to stay poised in the pocket, especially like they're under pressure. Eyes up, eyes up.
Yeah, he's an excellent ball player. I watched him in the state championship game, and Hoxie was a dominant team this year in Division I, and yeah, he was a heck of a quarterback. And it sounds like just some of the accolades you guys were mentioning earlier, he's a well-rounded athlete.
Yeah, when you've got that kind of family and you've got an all-state wrestling room in your basement, it helps. It helps.
Get good at your craft, by golly. 2nd down and 10 now. 2 receivers right to the left, man in motion, left to right. Bell's going to roll left, has a corner, dives. I think he's out right about the half-yard line. The 9.5-yard run there for Bell will bring up a 3rd down and goal of the 6-inch line with 30 seconds left in this half. D1 West leading 38-0.
Clock is stopped there as Bell goes out of bounds. 29 seconds for the red team to fall over the goal line.
And you mentioned there the accolades for Bell. I know I mentioned in the first game, all of these kids, Jesse did such a good job of putting together stats. We're not going to be able to get to everything here today, but of course, congratulations to all these kids and their accomplishments in their 4 years at high school. 3rd down and goal for the 6-inch line. Power looking formation. It's going to be running back up the middle and touchdown West squad for Lopez.
So whether that's his second official touchdown, 3rd official touchdown, we still don't have...
That was Hermosillo, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Hermosillo Lopez.
Oh,
yeah, some of these kids are using the second name and some are using the first. It's very hard to keep track of. Too.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give him 3 because I think if it wasn't for him on that first one, they probably would.
He earned it.
He earned it. He earned it on that one.
He did run through 6 of the 8 guys on the field, and just because he lost it going into the end zone, still A for effort.
With his back to the end zone, lost it right there. I can't hate the effort by any means. 2-point conversion here. Quarterback under center, fakes the power, has a man back corner of the end zone. Got it. 2-point conversion to Samuel Watkins. It is good, making this contest 46-0 in favor of the West squad. Jesse, we're about 20 seconds away from half, so I figured we just keep it here during this timeout. Coach, I obviously want to thank you for being up here today. Thank you for taking the time out of the day, chatting with us. I know Jesse's got you a few other times, but it's been fun to have a different perspective up here today.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's a different perspective for me as well. I've been texting Coach Schwab, and I'm thinking he might come up and maybe take my spot for the second half and might bring maybe the East a little better luck. I don't know.
Good luck. Are you saying that just schmooze us over and get out of here? And
well, my other assistant coach, my wife, is probably glad I drug her to the football game and then bailed on her.
And then you come up here set with the guys on the radio
in the shade.
Yeah, what better way to spend a Saturday? I'm sure Tina just loves that.
Yeah, she doesn't mind. She loves football.
Well, does she want to come and get up on the mic?
She probably would.
If we got some more inputs, we got some more headsets. We can make this a whole.
We can go for
Who would have thought we're getting marriage advice from Jesse Cernad, Coach Russ Steinbrock on this Saturday? A little football. It's been a little bit of everything up here. Been a fun day. Glad you've all been along for the ride. Again, the D2 East squad ran away with the first contest. Right now, it's D1 West leading 46-0 at halftime. That kickabout went through the goalpost there, but Blue will start off with it at their own 15.
Now, so one thing, though, in this game, I'm sure we're going to touch on several points. Well, Coach, I talked to you about this during the week. A couple of teams here with 3 guys, a couple of teams here with 4 guys being represented for the Division I East team due to other obligations, due to kids having to drop out from one thing or another. And not saying we're seeing that shine through here today, but I think we're seeing that shine through that these were not the coach's first picks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just do know on the East squad they had to replace a few players for various reasons. Like you said, I know we had 2 other players who were supposed to be here and then had to go accept a scholarship at a luncheon, and they couldn't get out of that for today. And I think there's others. You have injuries in track that pull some kids out, just lots of different reasons. But I think this year it might have been a little bit more than usual.
Well, and for the West squad, they're already doing enough damage, but just imagine if they had a kid that was 6'3", 275 that didn't blow his knee out the first day of practice.
Back to pass here, near side high. Archer incomplete. Decent looking pass and good tracking there for Butke, but just too far out of bounds. And you as a coach, too, I want to ask, you got the 2 boys that are going on to college. How say important or nice or satisfying or whatever to be able to send your kids on to that next level to play?
It's special for sure, yeah. It's something that just kind of, I think, shows the work, dedication that those kids put into that. So
is this the Rudd Scholarship again, or is this a new one?
Yeah, it's the Rudd Scholarship,
okay.
Yeah.
3rd down and 10 going for Blue. Deep pass far sideline. Defensive back tracked it better. He's out of bounds. So incomplete. 4 seconds on the clock. I'm sure the West is probably wanting to pitch this shutout unless a miracle happens. That's what they're looking for in the first half.
Jamie Gardia would have been credited with that interception, but just 2 feet past the sideline, and we've got 4 seconds left. 4th and 10. One final shot probably coming deep down the field.
Would have been his second INT of the day. Good little day if he could have came down with it. South Central product playing very good safety cornerback there for the West squad. Now 4th down and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Blue takes the snap, pressure right up the middle. Quarterback rolls, throws it way far out of bounds, and that's how our first half is going to end.
Well, Jamie Gardia, as you were talking about, Max, 17 interceptions on his career.
I think he's got nose for the ball.
Yeah, I think he knows where it is.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is halftime, and our score is 46 46-0 here. So as Oxy Indians were very familiar with throughout the years, along with South Central, I don't know if they're the Raiders or the Wildcats.
No, I had that marked down here. Now where'd it go? South Central Timberwolves is what I found, yep.
But, yeah, very familiar with these games ending at halftime, and if this was a regular 8-man game, it would end at halftime. But we will just have a running clock for this entire second half, so this game is going to zip along here once we come back from our halftime break. So with that, we're going to kick it to commercial and be back for halftime numbers and everything else to say about this game at this point. But I'm Jesse Schmad. With me, Max Blasky and Coach Russ Steinbrock of the Clifton Clyde Eagles. You're listening to 92.1 FM and KD Country 94.
As we enjoy the warmer weather, State Farm agent Marty Walters also recognizes that storm season is here. Now is the perfect time to make sure you're prepared. Marty and the staff make it a priority to understand your individual needs and are committed to providing personalized attention you deserve. Set up an appointment or drop by for a cup of coffee and a friendly chat. They're not only there to help you recover from the unexpected, but to help you plan for the future and celebrate when life goes right. Contact State Farm agent Marty Walters in Osborne today at 346-2061.
8-Man All-Star Football returns, bringing the state's best players back to Beloit. Winning, just like the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. The Brush Group, a proud sponsor of 8-Man All-Star Football and known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring a touchdown with all your marketing efforts by contacting the Brush Group today. Proud sponsor of the 8-Man All-Star Game.
This is Clint Cantu with Cantu Auto Repair in Osborne, Kansas. Not only are we now a Napa Gold certified facility, we offer complimentary full digital vehicle inspections with every service. This helps you keep your vehicle in top shape, as preventative maintenance is key to stopping costly breakdowns. We also offer certified transmissions with the best warranty in the area. 3-year, 100,000 miles, whatever comes last. That's whatever comes last. Come see us today at Cantu Auto Repair in downtown Osborne, Kansas, or check out our Cantu Auto Repair Facebook page. Call now at 785-345-4000. That's 345-4000.
Schindel Pest Control of Concordia has been family owned and operated for over 78 years in north central Kansas. They offer complete insect and rodent control month to month or for a one-time service. They can treat both your home and business. Call Schindel Pest Control at 243-2554. That's 243-2554 to protect your business, home, and family today. Spiders, mice, bedbugs, termites, and more. Let them eliminate those pesky pests at Schindel Pest Control in Concordia.
Details there. All of this and more. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We might have ourselves some willing participants, some suckers we can get onto the broadcast here. I do have an extra headset, so we might just have 4 guys.
Here, just let me pass that over here, sir, and that'll get her set up for everyone.
Oh, dear. Got too many things in here. As we're joined here by the former 8-man, All-State Honorable Mention QB, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. But anyways, Big City Scoops, shout out to them for being one of our sponsors during Eagle football season. But here with Jack and Jet Scotchney. So, boys, you having fun today?
It's a hot one out here. Don't miss the old hot epic camp practices, that's for sure. But it's throwback 3 years ago now, Jesse, out here on a hot summer day playing football. So
no,
not much better.
Okay, was 3 years ago when it was 90 or 95?
Yeah, it was a hot one. They moved our game up. Luckily, we had the morning time, so we ended up playing, I think, at least an hour early. Just to try to beat the heat for the afternoon game.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is nothing compared to that because I think we're only at 80, maybe 85.
It was plenty hot for sure. Plenty hot for sure.
So, Jack, they couldn't convince you after the Cook boys dropped out to play in this one?
You know what? I got asked again, and to be honest, I didn't think about it for a second and said no. Me and football, I think our times were over after the season. Had a great year, and I enjoyed it a lot, but, time for me to be in the gym for full-time now. So
next 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, for sure.
So, again, Jack Jet Scotchney here, former Clifton Clyde 8-man All-Stars. Jack, though, or Jet, I don't know, even at this point, I think either one of you might be able to step out for the East squad and maybe do a better job at QB right now.
Well, yeah.
So far, no matter who they're going with, and I'm pretty sure they've got a third QB on the roster that we are just not seeing, maybe a fourth one even, and it's just not working.
I think they have a southpaw coming down the hatch with the big O on the back.
Yeah. Hey, Oliver Nobert, I think, is 1-for-1 in his career for 40 yards.
He is also a pitcher, so I don't know.
give him a more round ball, maybe air this one up quite a bit, and maybe he'll figure it out. But story of Aller being quarterback, I think he outthrew me in a game one time. I think I only had one passing touchdown and he had 2 or something like that. I don't remember, but it was pretty entertaining.
Well, another thing, guys, here is Blues had the ball within their own 20. Jack, we know he's good from 32 yards out. Do we see if he's good from 42?
Yeah, maybe break open the seal, get some points on the board, and go from there. But, yeah, we wouldn't be – I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him get out there and tee off.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, Jack, I guess just for another thing, since we've got a local person here as we're broadcasting back home, excited for the KBCA All-Star game next weekend, or 2 weekends?
Yep, it'll be a blast. I can't wait. I got a lot of familiar faces and also some guys that I've kind of dreamed of playing with or against, or rather some bigger school guys, just to kind of get out there and compete. It'll be a good day. I'm pretty excited.
Well, so, Jack, as we saw some TVL domination there in that Division II game, who else from the area, anybody from the area, that you've even played against or with at all?
Eli Brocksterman is playing on, I think, my squad for KBCA. And then I'm trying to think of anyone else. Willow Top from Marysville, he's coming with me to Cloud. He'll be on my team. A couple other guys I played summer ball with or something like that, cross paths with at least, will be on my squad. And so it'll be fun. A lot of familiar faces, and I think we all kind of know of each other, through sports in Kansas or, just various basketball circuits. But, we never really get to play each other. They don't really get to play me because I'm in the middle of nowhere, according to them. But so it'll be fun to kind of prove to them that small town basketball is still basketball. So.
Well, Jack, one thing the Pike Valley boys were super excited about after they got their head smashed by all the Axel boys for the last 4 years. For you, same thing, even though I know we got the better of them most times. So when you played Axel, how's that going to be to get to play with Eli one last time?
Oh, it'll be fun. I've always gotten along with the Axel boys. We've been healthy competitors, haven't really been able to keep up with them in football, but basketball, we always make those games some crazy games. So, to have them on my team, it might be a blessing to not have them hit a 3 on my head or something like that, but I'm excited.
Or if you need an enforcer out there.
Yeah.
He definitely did that here today.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, so do you guys want to stay on for the entire second half, or is this all I get out of you before Coach Schwab gets here?
I think this will be it. As bad as you think it sounds out there, Jesse, the sun feels pretty good. So.
I'd really need to start getting worked on my tan, but I keep having stuff on the weekends, and July 4th I'll get to go to the lake.
All right. We'll see you out there, I guess.
No, maybe not.
Okay, get your tan before that.
Yeah.
They can do the broadcast if we want to go sit out there. They can do a good job.
They don't want to listen to us stutter up here.
You want to just head to Wakanda right now, man?
Yeah, let's just go to Wakanda. We're pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find someone with a boat by the time we get over there.
I do know enough people around here.
There you go.
Okay, well, gentlemen, I guess thank you for this. And again, Jack Scotchney here playing in the KBCA All-Star Game. Oh, I guess one last question, Jack, that I should have asked. Being the first Clifton Clyde Eagle to participate in that game in 30 years.
It's
30?
It's
Coach Steinbrock's kind of old.
That Steinbrock's old.
Yeah, that's what I gather from that. No, it's an honor.
29 years, maybe. 29.
We'll give him the benefit 35.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like I'm going to be 29 for the next 5 years.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Special company, I guess. Even though he still does hold the points record, I guess I'll throw him a bone.
Just needed a couple more games.
I know it.
Yeah, but oh well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and kick it back to our respective stations in Belleville and Glen Elder, and hopefully Coach Steinbrock has done a good enough job of pumping up Coach Schwab, and we can have another guest on here with us for the second half. Otherwise, I'm Jesse Chenad, Max Blasky, Jack and Jet Scotchney. You're listening 92.1 FM and KD Country 94 KREP FM, Belleville, Concordia.
Mahan Insurance.
At Central Valley Ag, we believe there's room at the table for everyone. And in 2025, the year of the cooperative, we're celebrating the strength of farmers like you. Cooperatives were built by farmers, for the betterment of farmers, working together to create opportunity, stability, and a future for the next generation. Because when we stand together, we grow together. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of K-State Athletics.
Farming, building, growing. It's what you do. And at SMC Concrete and Construction, it's what we build for. From Sukup grain bins to AGI SureTrack bin monitoring, we help you store and manage your grain with confidence. And when it comes time to expand, we're your trusted builder for Varco Pruden all-steel buildings and Wick post-frame buildings. Local service, national brands, SMC, your partner in progress. Call us at 785-781-4383 or visit smckansas.com. Wakanda Water and Downs, a division of Remus Plumbing, is your locally owned and locally operated water treatment service business. They offer area installation and delivery services of salt, water, water softeners, and RO systems. Whether you need regular deliveries or state-of-the-art water treatment systems, Wakanda Water provides you with unparalleled convenience and quality. Questions about switching or adding a new service? Call Wakanda Water today for the best local service for your water systems at 454-6009. That's 454-6009.
Schoen's Auto Repair and Downs is fully staffed and ready to get your vehicle prepared for the warmer temps. Come in now for your AC work and our full lineup of BG service treatments, transmission, differential, and coolant flushes, offering major mechanics at unbeatable prices. If you need a motor or transmission, stop in for a free quote or estimate to compare and save. Small town feel, big time service is more than just our tagline, it's our way of life. Schoen's Auto Repair. Call today at 454-3318. That's 454-3318. Schoen's Auto Repair in Downs.
And welcome back to the Division I 8-man All-Star game. Again, your halftime score, it is all West Squad up on this one, 46-0. If you're just joining us, first game was just as bad, 58-0 in that contest as the D2 East Squad rolls away with this one here in D1. Of course, it's the West Squad walking away with it. It's a 46-point advantage here at halftime. Scoring got started early at the 10:56 mark in the first quarter. Chris Lopez, the Wichita County product running back, 5'10", 205, finding the mark from 10 yards out for the first touchdown. Second score of that first quarter, it was quarterback Duncan Bell finding his receiver Damian Lowe for a 6-yard touchdown, making the score 14-0 after 2-point conversion was no good. The third score in the first quarter came at the 4:09 mark as a touchdown run by Ryan Ceramic, put it up 20-0 and 22-0 after the 2-point conversion was good from Ceramic. Going into the second quarter, both teams had turnovers on downs. Both teams had turnovers on their first two possessions, but then it was all West Squad finding their rhythm again on the offensive side. At the 4:55 mark, they scored on a 48-yard touchdown pass from Duncan Bell to Samuel Watkins. Watkins, the 6'2", 205 product from Hoxie, had himself a spectacular first half. He's probably got close to 100 yards already and two exceptional catches here today. Third score of the second quarter goes to Lopez again on his second rushing touchdown of the day. There's a run up the middle. He bounced to the left and right back to the middle and powered in for the 19-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion was good, making it 38-0. And then right before half, a 1-yard touchdown run by Lopez, his third of the day, as the 2-point conversion was good as Bell ran it in, making this contest 46-0 here at halftime in the 1A Division I 8-man All-Star game from Trojan Field in Beloit. Again, our broadcast today here on the 8-man All-Star Radio Network on KREP FM 92.1 in Belleville and KDNS 94 FM in Talker City, Glen Elder, and Beloit. We're going to take another time out here at halftime as we're winding down to second half action of our All-Star contest between the East and the West Squad. We're going to take a 2-minute break. You're listening to the 8-man All-Star Radio Network.
Creer's CarQuest Auto Parts in Beloit, they can take care of all your vehicle parts and repair needs. With the new big beautiful shop on Mill Street in downtown Beloit, they can handle your vehicle and small engine jobs. Have some electrical issues? That's no problem for their staff. Do-it-yourselfer? Creer's can get you what you need to get on the road once again. Call 738-3526 and speak to one of their experienced staff. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, and Saturdays, 7 to 3. Give Creer's CarQuest a call today at 738-3526. Since 1884, First Bank of Beloit has been committed to your financial success, and with the new partnership with Bank of Tuscott, it'll only strengthen that commitment. If you're a current First Bank of Beloit customer, feel free to reach out with any questions or updates. But know, all your accounts will remain active and accessible. And keep an eye out for the upcoming mobile and online banking updates this month. Thank you for making First Bank your bank. And the First Bank staff hopes to continue to serve you and our area for another 141 years as the Bank of Tuscott. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Zachary's Ace Hardware in downtown Beloit has what you need for all your home improvement needs, from quality paint and supplies to hardware and plumbing. Don't forget about their outdoor entertainment items, from grills to patio furniture and those other outdoor needs. At Zachary's Ace Hardware, they're committed to being the helpful place by offering you personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from the local expert who know you best.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Tired of buffering wheels and drop video calls? It's time to switch to Cunningham Fiber Internet, the ultimate upgrade for your home. With Cunningham Fiber, you get blazing fast speeds, rock-solid reliability, and crystal clear streaming even during peak hours. Unlike satellite, fiber isn't affected by storms, and it's faster and more stable than wireless. Whether you're working from home, gaming, or streaming in 4K, fiber keeps you connected when it matters most. Don't settle for slow. Go fiber, go faster. Call Cunningham Fiber now to switch and experience the...
And gentlemen, halftime, the Kansas 8-man All-Star game in Beloit. Same as in the first game, domination on the field. Oh, yeah, the sun does feel good.
Sun does feel pretty good, actually. Oh, yeah, stick your hands out.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
That feels beautiful. But anyways, our score here at the break, 46-0. But this time, instead of the East, it is the West, wearing the red jerseys. And... again, it'd be nice to have Coach Steinbrock here to give some insight to this one. But, yeah, Max, at this point, coming out in the second half, they're going to run the third quarter like normal, and then running clock for the fourth quarter. But, hate to say it, this is how your career ends. Why drag it on for that much longer?
Yeah, they're going to run regular clock here in third as long as we stay 45, which I don't see anything that's going to change too terribly much here in the second half. We'll hit running clock by the fourth quarter. And, yeah, you talked about it. For a lot of these boys, obviously, if you're on the winning side, you feel really good. But the other side, though, it's kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. You try and keep your momentum going. You try and stay positive. But, by golly, I'm sure it's getting a little hot out there on the field. And when you're down 46 already at half, that's tough to find some motivation for a second half run.
Yeah, well, I mean, every single chance that the blue team has had to get something going, set up inside the 20, nothing there. You almost have a safety, just a shoestring away from that. Don't get it. You get a big pick. Nothing. I don't even get a first down after that.
First down, nope. They had the blue side, I think, on one possession, they started inside the West's 20. Other than that, everything's been inside, I think, their own 15, where they've started in terms of field position. So just trying to find something to get this offense going, as Coach Russ Steinbach was talking about beforehand. Let's find some easy passes or something to get this east side going.
Rather than those first down bombs that they're just not able to outrun this red team on.
Usually in Madden, I can do those first down bombs, but this is a little bit different game.
Yeah. Well, I can't relate. NCAA and power offense.
Power offense
for the UNLV running Rebels.
You're not a triple option type of guy.
No, because my quarterbacks are terrible, and I haven't been able to recruit a good enough one yet.
So you got to get some better recruits in there. Find them gems.
Well, I'm getting real close to having a good QB that can actually run the ball. So when I do, triple option's coming. But till then, just power run, and that's why I've led the nation in rushing yardage for the last 3 years.
If anyone's looking for a league to jump in, I'm sure me and Jesse can put together something, and we'll put together a broadcasting NCAA league. How about that?
No, because mine is terrible, and all the guys, whenever we do user matchups just hate me because
you run the ball.
The other team can't score if they don't have the ball.
Yeah.
And if I have 10-minute long possessions,
You got to stop you, though. I mean, you're in position, though. Like, they have to stop you, so you're feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, 4 yards of play is all it takes.
You're playing to win the game. You're not playing just to play the game. You're playing to win the game.
Yeah, it's not my fault that everybody else only throws the ball. And that they all have 5-star recruits at Auburn and Michigan and,
Can't get to those 5 stars, though, if you don't complete it, unfortunately.
Well, that's what we've seen here today is, again, the Division I East squad, the Blue squad, 13 passes so far in this game. They've only had 1 positive completion for a total of 4 yards.
How many total yards? Do you have that real quick, Jesse?
63 total yards for the Blue, 279 for the Red.
Wow.
So that's an 11.7 yards per play for the Red, 2.4 yards per play for the Blue.
And I came over here first time doing this All-Star game. We're expecting some All-Star scores and some All-Star performances. We've seen them, just not from both teams in one game, though, so far.
Yeah. No, we have not. And looks like, Max, we're finally going to get that switch up on offense, maybe?
I think he's still back out there. Blue squad will start with it, and I do think it is it still Hag back there?
Yeah, it's Hag back there, but taking this first carry and one of the bigger plays we've had in this game. I was just talking about the 5-man front up front with 2 tight ends in.
Yes.
But then they quickly move Eli Hurley out of the backfield, or off the line where he played fullback tight end for the Central Plains Oilers into the backfield. He's able to get a 9 3/4 yard carry.
So first positive possession comes out here the second half, 9-yard pickup. The East will start with the ball as they move left to right as we view it. Hag will take quarterback draw up the middle and be stopped in the backfield by number 33 for the West squad, Jace Rutherford from South Central.
And Damian Lowe on that play from South Gray.
A lot of South schools getting in there, right?
Yeah, and it's just amazing, It doesn't always go the way of the state title games, but, Division II, Axtell won that one. The final minute of that game against Victoria out there. Oh, gosh, where was state at?
The Greenlee County down there. Yep. That was a cold day on my birthday. You got to watch that one. Third down play, short run up the middle. Good feet and good body control there by the running back. Eli Hurley, positive yards here for the Central Plains product here early on. Second team punt returner, first team linebacker this season, along with second team running back. Showed good feet on that one. Keep the ball rolling.
A pickup of 8 for Hurley. He's got 39 yards on the game so far, but just the QB pressure here and this rushing game on paper, not really doing a whole lot.
East comes out here now wide set. Coach Russ Steinbrock mentioned earlier, and Jesse did too, about bringing in a running back to block or tight end. Well, we're going empty again here to start the second half. Here's Hag down the far sideline. He's going to be tripped up after about an 8-yard gain. Good run there by the quarterback. Haig. I'll get it right.
One of these days.
One of these days.
But then back to, again, those state title games. And then for the state title game, Division I, you had Hoxie come out. The train did not stop once they got to state, as they just blew through Central Plains 46-0. I want to say that final score was.
Yep.
And I'm not sure when that one ended because we got the heck out of there and got back to North Central Kansas.
Now, I was going to say, both those games were done pretty early down there in Greeley County. Here's a completion here near side to the tight end that slips out of the formation. Number 21 from the East squad, Aiden Heckley with an E.
So Heckley right now, the one lone wideout for the Blue squad with yardage, 9 yards on the afternoon, and just 2 completed positive passes. And finally, blue team into enemy territory as they are doing something with the ball for the first time today.
Just short of the West's 30-yard line. Gun formation, empty set for the quarterback. Hands it off, running back on the sweep. We're going to have a flag. He's buried in the backfield for maybe a loss of 1. What's going to be the official call here from the near side ref. Hermosillo Lopez got in there on the tackle. He's had himself a heck of a game, offensively especially.
Yeah, for Hermosillo, let's see, what is it? Three? 4?
I got him with 3 TDs.
Well, did you count the one that was or wasn't him?
Yes.
The fumble? Okay,
yeah.
Well, no, because then he had the 1-yard touchdown to end the...
Yeah, and then he had the first one of the game. So he had the first one of the game,
then he had the second one of the game.
Oh, did he too?
I think so.
I had that as a pass. I mean, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Still points on the board went up for the West squad. Face mask here is going to be called on the West squad.
And looks like it will be declined.
Well, offsetting. I think there's something on offense. I didn't look up quick enough on that one. So offsetting penalties will set up a 1st down and 10 to go from the, I never do math, 32-yard line.
And Hermosillo, part of this defensive line that has just been a problem for the blue team. Another bad snap, and
Falls out again, and that is a fumble going to the West.
Hermosillo, as we were again bragging on that defensive front for the West squad, Easton Nicholson, Jace Rutherford, and Chris Hermosillo, as they come up with that forced fumble and the recovery at the 34.
Second fumble of the day for this East offense. And again, just haven't been able to get anything going. Defensive front pressuring, just as we saw in that first game. I think if this mentions anything, everyone talks about football, importance of quarterbacks, running backs, and they are important. But if you don't have a good offensive line, I think I've learned that over the last couple of years, if you don't have a good offensive line, it's going to make for a long day for the rest of your players.
Yeah, when these are, linemen going up against Hermosillo, who is an all-state defensive end as a running back.
Yeah.
Not an all-state defensive end as a defensive end.
Yeah. Just an absolute athlete out there on the field for the West squad. So West will take over just short of midfield. Their first snap, it'll be a man in motion left to right as they start on the left pass. Quarterback in the shotgun, running back to his right, takes it, looks left, throws deep across the buttle. Has a man? No, he doesn't. Almost picked off, but it's going to fall incomplete. Back there, of course, quarterback, same starting quarterback for the West squad. It's going to be Duncan Bell, the 5'11" product out of Hoxie.
Cooper McDill on that coverage for the Rock Hills Grizzlies, able to get in the way of the wideout and prevent that one from going for 6.
So now 2nd down and 10 here for the West squad, just start of the 3rd quarter. It's been all West, 46-0 here. So we start second half action here. It was all West squad. And this one, it was all East squad in the first game. Here's a run up the middle on the draw from the running back.
And Hermosillo puts 2 guys in the dirt. Good for 9 yards.
Close to the 1st down marker. Tough running there. Again, you mentioned it there on your little cheat sheet that you made us. Old school aggressive, and I think you're probably right on the money with that one.
And the looks for contact, Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah, very accurate words there from head coach Brant Douglas for Wichita County.
I'm not going to say quite a Gus Edwards style running for the Chargers, but that is a powerful back there for the West squad. Now 3rd down and short, 3rd down and 1 to go. It's going to be give up the middle, different running back here. He takes it left side around the edge, gets a 1st down. It's going to be a 1st down pickup for Rincon.
Ceramic.
Oh, looking on the wrong side there, Ceramic.
I know, I keep doing that too. But for Ryan Ceramic of Rawlins County, over 5,000 rushing yards on his career, 78 touchdowns, 7,100 all-purpose yards throughout his career, 261 tackles there for Rawlins County, and just crazy that team lost in the 2nd round against South Central. But that's what happens. Some of the best in the state lose out early because you're playing the better of the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, state's always interesting when it gets the matchups and when it gets breaking down and who's going to be where. Here's a wide open man down the middle, pulled in, and touchdown, West squad.
Duncan Bell with the 31-yard completion to Chris Hermosillo.
The number 11, the number 0 for 31 yards, making this contest and already wasn't out of reach. It's starting to get that way here in the start of this 3rd quarter.
And to speak on Chris Hermosillo there just a little bit longer, when Clifton Clyde lost them last year in the 2nd round of the state playoffs, Clifton Clyde thought we were tough runners. We thought Trent Long was the real deal, and we thought Clifton Clyde knew how to run the football.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, did those guys show us how to really run the football.
Sometimes it takes a learning experience to realize where you need to be on the season. It was an extra point kick attempt that was no good, so that's going to keep us here at 52-0 in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
It's summertime, and at Wakanda Boats in Glen Elder, they have the new or used pontoon or fishing boat you have been dreaming of. Wakanda has a large variety of in-stock Lund fishing boats and Harris pontoons for your viewing pleasure. Are you a local hero or veteran? If so, ask us about the rebates available to you. See what the 2025 lineup has to offer, or stop in the store and get the boating gear you need. Call today to make an appointment that works with your schedule. Stop in or check them out online at wakandaboats.com. Let's get you on the water. Wakanda Boats, Glen Elder, Kansas.
And welcome back on the Kansas 8-Man Football Network here on 92.1 FM, KD Country 94.1. 8:21 left to go, third quarter. And stupid speaker in between me, 52-0, Max?
52-0. West in complete control of this contest.
As Caleb Noble for Ellis will step back to kick one more time. And we can probably go ahead and expect this one to be a touchback.
They did let him kick there a little bit earlier. They let him kick that last extra point, but he wasn't where he needed to be, but he'll get the kickoff off and around. We were talking a little bit before there with the Scotchy boys. Maybe we can see Oliver get out there for a kick here in the second half.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Mr. Oliver Nobert helping Clifton Clyde win some games with his leg and almost just kicked him into the state title game, but so close yet so far on that one. Losing there, the sub-state semifinals to Central Plains. It would go on to then see Hoxie in the state title game, Division I.
Heck of a run there, though, for Clifton Clyde, Jesse. I mean, I don't want to say expectations weren't you going to make it, but, I mean, that was a pretty decent run for the guys last fall.
Well, I'm kind of shocked Jack had his one last chance to give me some gruff here on the radio about it because, I predicted they'd be 4-4 going into Week 9 and whoever the heck they were going to end up playing.
Yeah.
Just because, he graduated such talented QB running back there with Trent Long. And
yeah.
Clifton Clyde Eagles ended up making sub-state for the first time since 2013 and shocking everybody, myself included. And during that run, the boys never wanted to shy away from making sure I knew how much of an idiot and how little I knew about football.
That's why you don't let them hear your predictions, right? You just keep those in-house until maybe after the season?
No, I wanted them to know that they lived up way beyond my expectations for the year.
Well, you might have been the one to lit their fire then. You just never know. Are you taking credit for it?
Well, maybe. Oh, my goodness. Drop step there and a sit-down by number 2, Dayton Stephen of Hill City. Talking to his cousin here before the game, was expecting big things out of him, and not disappointing on that tackle against Eli Hurley as he went airborne.
One player we haven't talked a whole lot about, Jesse, and I'll turn this over to you here in just a second, but Cooper McDill getting a chance to play from Rock Hills. We haven't seen him much out in the field, but I know he was a big part of Rock Hills' success this year and what they were able to do on the field.
Yeah, for Cooper, just doing everything with the ball. I mean, if there was any play that needed getting there, Cooper was the guy. A couple of close games. They really wanted the season to go a little bit different than it did just with such a senior-heavy group. And, get Rock Hills back 2012, hopefully maybe when they made the state title game. I don't remember who they got blown out by because it's been 13 years.
It's been a little while, yeah.
But unfortunately for those boys, their season coming up just shy there. And nonetheless, though, making playoffs as it took a regular season finale win in districts over Lakeside to get into the playoffs. And I know for Cooper, for them, you're playing one of your league rivals. Couldn't have asked for more, couldn't have asked for a better way to end your season, even though it ended the way it did.
Oh, almost had a punt block there as the East gets it off. It goes about 4 miles up and about half a mile long. It's going to bounce right at the 35-yard line as the East, again, go 3 and out on this possession. So all West continuing to run here. I want to stop your conversation there on Cooper. I, again, had a good year. Haven't seen him out there yet. Hopefully we do get to see him here in the second half, but a big part of something that made your season a little bit more fun.
Yeah, well, and Max, you probably know better than me, since for some reason I didn't write it down on my notes here for Rock Hills. If I was just thinking I was going to have that in my head. 4-5 for Rock Hills on the season, or 5-4. And now, of course, K-Prep's being a little bit slow for me.
I got you here. Rock Hills ends up finishing 5-4 on the season before that loss to El Saline.
El Saline, that's who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, El Saline, they're good, and definitely could have been a sub-state finalist here this year, but
yeah,
rain just not treating them very well in their second round, and that was that. Well, fumble and another turnover here by the Red.
And we have, is this going to be a turnover? It will be. So maybe the first thing for the blue side to go good today is a fumble on the handoff between quarterback and running back on the west side. I mean, I think good communication, just kind of one wanted to take the ball, quarterback wanted to pull it there, Duncan Bell. So turnover West, their second of the game, as Bell had an INT earlier in this contest.
Dante Henley for the Blue Squad with that fumble recovery.
Positivity now for the East. Let's see if they can do anything with it and at least break the scoring column open here in this weekend's affairs. We've had two teams score. Looking for our third. Here's a good pass completion as coming down with it for the Blue Squad there.
Aiden Heckley for Central Plains. And on the stop for the Red team, that was number 3, Max Witham in coverage.
Quarterback took a shot as Jace Rutherford of South Central, 6', 195, came right up the middle from his nose tackle position for the west side, put the quarterback on his rear end, but still able to deliver a strike. Now into West territory goes this East squad.
And Heckley staying the only wide receiver for passing or for receiving yardage here in this game. 20 yards so far. Haig just the third positive completion for the blue team.
Knuckleball throw. Quarterback lefty there. Turnhag had a man down in the end zone, but it just slipped off of his fingers a little bit, landed about the 15-yard line, thankfully into the grass for the blue squad incomplete.
But man, oh man, the Red Sea came crashing down there in the secondary as you had 3 West Squad members trying to make a play for the ball.
West Squad has been all over the field. You mentioned it earlier. What safety there? 17 interception in his career.
Yeah, for
what? Yeah, one was it?
Jamie Gardia.
Yeah. A lot of ball hawks in the back secondary for the West Squad. Here's a second down and 10 for the East Squad. Ball on the opposing about 35. Stepping up his Hag across the middle. 2 receivers there, and coming down with the catch for the East Squad is Luke Butke from Chase County, 5'9", 150. Came screaming across the middle in front of Landon Dottie. Why did I say Doit?
Good question.
Read it backwards.
But the biggest play so far from the line of scrimmage for the blue team, 21 yards there from Haig to Budke, as Budke just becomes the second receiver with a pass caught in this 8-man All-Star game. Again, the 40th annual edition here in Beloit.
Clock rolling into the third quarter as we go under 5.5 left to play in this third. He takes the snap, steps up, quarterback draw up the middle, dives forward for about 5 yards, up to the 10-yard line now for the East Squad as they're threatening to put up a score here. Of course, we saw that earlier in the contest, though. East Squad got a good stop on a 4th down, picked up the ball. He was about the 15-yard line, had an opportunity to score. They ended up turning it over on down, so here's probably their second-best opportunity we've seen all day from the east side.
Was that the one where they threw the pick, hit the 1, but then the DB stepped out of bounds?
I think, that might have been it, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, for the Division I East Squad, that would have been just as good a chance as they would have had to score some points off of a safety after that turnover. And we'll see what they can do here. 2nd and 6 from the 10.
Empty set for quarterback. 2 receivers left. 1 goes in motion. A little give to that flex man trying to find the edge. Nant turn it around. Good defense from the west. Falls forward for some positive yardage.
Joel Schreiber from Central Plains on the carry. On the stop, Noah Friesen of Sublette. Schreiber,
a 6'2", 170-pound running back. from Central Plains, defensive back 2 as well, and number 26 here today.
Schreiber's first carry of the afternoon, as it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line. It's a pitch left side, running back trying to find the edge. He does now. He stops short of the first down marker. West defense all over him on that far side. That's Josh Hutchinson of Oswego coming up with the carry, but he's going to be about 3 yards short of a first down, bringing up a 4th down and 3 from about the 8-yard line.
As that was Max with him again on the stop. 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Him, Jace Rutherford, Easton Nicholson, and Damian Lowe, Chris Hermosillo, just manhandling this offensive front for the Blue Squad.
Backers and linemen do well for the West. Here's the 4th down play. Quarterback rolls left, looking pressure. He's sacked in the backfield, but we've got a flag. Who's that going to go on?
Most likely holding out of Victor Torres from El Saline. As Rutherford would have had a sack there, but Torres hanging on to his jersey, and that was that.
As mentioned, Rutherford there, he was in the backfield, I think, before the quarterback could even look up, as this D-line is teeing off on the snap count here. So, are we going to replay the 4th down? I probably might, won't we?
Should be. Well, it looks like West is going to decline.
Holding. That one's declined, so it's going to be a turnover on downs for the East squad. West will take over at about their own 8-yard line, and they will take over, leading this one 52-0 in this 8-man Division I All-Star contest.
So another drive coming up short in the red zone for the blue team, and the story of the day is we sound like a broken record here.
They missed opportunities, I think, for this blue team. They haven't had a lot of opportunities, but when you get them, you need to capitalize. And so far in this All-Star game, East has just not been able to do that. The West will take over deep in their own side of the field. 7-yard line will be our 1st down and 10. Quarterback here near side, screen pass, looking for some blocks up the middle. Cuts middle, 1st down, bounces off a tackle, still going there for the West squad. Noble gets away from a few tackles and picks up a 1st down up to the 25-yard line. 24 is where they're officially going to mark that, but 1st down nonetheless for the West squad.
Joel Schreiber for Central Plains on the stop, as Duncan Bell continues to roll on here. 181 yards through the air, 3 scores.
Of course, if you're just joining us, J.D. Tyson of Burlingame set the 8-man All-Star record with 8 touchdown passes earlier today, beat the previous record of 6. Don't think we're going to see too many records here in this one, but just dominating efforts from the West squad. Here's the snap, shotgun, rolling left, right. Can't find anyone, throws it out of bounds, does Bell, and he'll live to find another down at 2nd down and 10. I want to give a big shout-out to, real quick, our thanks to Deb Sasser back in Belleville, making this broadcast possible, as well as Blake and Lydia House out in Glen Elder. Bruce Deerking earlier today, making the Division II game run smooth as silk, and then always Katie Jeter and Derek Nestor making the online portion available. Reminder, too, these games will be available to listen back at sunflowerstateradio.com or at the 8-Man All-Star website, where they'll have the video queued with the audio probably by next week. Don't know if I'm going to want to rewatch this one. No offense.
No, unless you're a big fan of Western Kansas.
Bell's going to try a quarterback draw on 2nd down and 10. He's going to be stopped for about a loss of 6 yards there. Good defense and a catchy that was, though. Coming up for the tackle. Ethan, 46?
Yes, I think Ethan Herring from Lincoln with the stop. 5'7", 205-pound lineman. For Coach Colby Hamill there for the Leopards, as he's trying to get that program turned around. And, of course, 2 of the most talented men, QB and wide receiver with the Miller twins. I know he's got quite a few pieces coming back, a lot of very strong pieces. And, of course, their athleticism on the track and hopefully being able to put that to good use on the football field.
Lincoln always a solid bet to have good years, especially building up now. Here's pressure from the East squad. Bell looking back to pass, across the middle, has a man. Termacia brings it in. Doley's over a man, keeps them legs trucking. He breaks another one across the field, 30, 20, 10-5, touchdown. Division 1 West Squad.
So 57 yards on that catch and run and bounce by Hermosillo, and Duncan Bell will put up another one.
Hermosillo is making a name for himself, and Jesse's not kidding when he had a few defenders bounce off of him. That is a hard-nosed runner at 5'10", 205, really showing out here his availability. Going to Fort Hays Tech North Central next year, had a heck of a high school career and really capping it off here in this 8-man Division I All-Star contest.
It's 2 passes on the day from Bell to Hermosillo, both of them going for touchdowns. And, as you said, Fort Hays Tech, I don't know, it'd be pretty cool if the Tigers would decide to pick them up after this one.
You never know. You're already out there. You might as well do it. Here's going to be a design halfback run up the middle for Ceramic. He's going to bully his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, making this game 60-0 here with 1:41 left in the third quarter. We've got fourth quarter action coming up here in just a little bit. But with that timeout, we will take a 60-second break. You are listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the team committed to providing the best of care, Beloit Medical Center. The 5-physician, 4-nurse practitioner Beloit Medical team focus on broad-based primary care, internal medicine with ICU and critical support, family medicine with obstetrical services, diabetic education, walk-in services that include office visit and lab services, and understand what it means to be part of a small-town community. Visit BeloitMedicalCenter.com. Trust your family care to the medical team. That is Beloit Medical Center.
Fouts Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance agency dedicated to providing quality insurance solutions to the area with offices in Beloit and Smith Center. At Fouts Insurance, we offer insurance coverage for business, farm, crop, auto, home, and life. And with an extended number of companies to work with, we will tailor an insurance package to fit your business, farm, or personal needs. Visit FoutsInsurance.com or call 738-3558. That's 738-3558.
Well, welcome back here to the 8-Man All-Star Games in Beloit, Kansas. I'm Jesse Schmad. You're listening here, 92.1 FM, KR92country.com, KD Country 94.
Yep. Glenn Elder, Blake, and Lydia House making that work out there. Max Blasky here along with you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Beautiful might not be the word I use to describe these games we've seen so far here today, though, Jesse.
Yeah, no, not the prettiest. And like I said, reminding me a lot of my high school days playing here at Beloit.
Well, maybe next year on our second run at trying this All-Star Game broadcast, we can cross our fingers, knock on wood, and hopefully it goes a little bit smoother.
And
D1 East
completion.
Yeah, completion anyway. D1 East finds one across the middle. Coming down, I think, is Eli Hurley.
As we've got Logan Rankin in at quarterback, his first positive play for 5 yards.
Logan Rankin, the Little River product, 6'3", 190 back there at quarterback here in this one. Just looking to find some positivity. The East squad has had some drives go deep into West territory, but between turnovers on downs or self-inflicted penalties, East has not been able to get much going here in this one. As another run for Hurley will go right up the middle for at least positive yardage, be awfully close to a first down marker.
Close. Not going to show to measure it yet.
We had one of those in the first game. Do you think it's a 60-0 game? Do you think we need to measure it? Do you think they just give it to them?
That's a good question.
Yeah, looks like they're not going to give it to them. Bring up about a 3rd down and 3 inches. East Squad had one of these positions earlier in the game and came up short on a 3rd down and 3. I think fumbled the ball even on that play. Let's see if they can get a 3rd down conversion here. Empty set formation, quarterback in the gun, working left to right as we see it. Quarterback takes it, looks near side in the flat. One-handed catch brought in there from the back, out of the backfield. Heck of a catch there.
Aiden Heckley for 4 yards.
Heckley coming up again with the catch.
And Logan Rankin on the completion. And so far, 2 positive passes for Rankin.
Should have went to him a little bit earlier.
Well, they tried. Again, right now we're sitting at 9 attempts from Haig, 10 attempts for Rankin. And all in all, total passing for the blue team, 45 yards.
Offense has not been a friend of the East squad here in this one as we roll into the fourth quarter. It's been all Division I West leading this one 60-0 as we go into our final break. We're going to take a 60-second break as you're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
Want to stand out from the crowd? Fort Hays Tech North Central, with locations in Hays and Beloit, offers hands-on programs in construction, healthcare, business, transportation technology, and more. Gain the skills you need to be successful in today's job market. Affordable, flexible, and focused on your future. Fort Hays Tech North Central is your pathway to success. Schedule a tour today. Visit fhtechnc.edu or call 888-567-4297. Fort Hays Tech North Central, your future starts here. Credit union is like a bank, but can offer even more. With a cooperative from its members, Farmway Credit Union can offer you aggressive financing rates and loans. Make sure and become a member today to enjoy rates as low as 5.95 to 7% with good credit on vehicles, campers, and home loans. With locations in Beloit, Lincoln, Mankato, and Osborne for your convenience, enjoy the benefits of the cooperative in your area. Check out farmwaycu.com or stop by one of their locations to become a part of the network Farmway Credit Union provides.
Start of the fourth quarter, the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network. I'm Jesse Schmad. Beside me is Max Blasky, and unfortunately the other Max, Coach Max Schwab, linebacker coach for the Clifton Clyde Eagles. Apparently Coach Steinbrock did not butter him up good enough to try to get him on air. And we're going to have a false start there on the red team.
You should have went down there. I could have let you leave the booth there for a little bit, Jesse. You could have went and tried to sugarcoat him up a little bit, bring him up here.
Well, so Max, as we were talking about pre-games and post-games, and of course, I think it might have made it official this year in our statewide group chat that I might be the most insane play-by-play guy in the state.
Oh, yeah.
With our 3-hour pregame that we had for our sub-state final.
Oh.
Between the past sub-state finalists for Clifton Clyde, or sub-state runners-up, Coach Steinbrock and Coach J.D. Johnson, but Coach Schwab did great during that.
Did he really?
He did outstanding.
Good.
And despite, all the concussions he took during his football career, all of the concussions he took during his time with the United States Marine Corps, he did a great job remembering that season and giving us a recap of that.
I was going to say, I'll have to commend you. You got the Scotchney boys up here earlier, Coach Russ, too, as well. You're just you're getting pretty good at getting people up here on air, aren't you?
Well, it's like I just got Detweiler.
You're supposed to have head coach Eric Detweiler. The actual Eagles a little earlier in the Division II game. I mentioned Jesse. I saw him down there. I think he might have looked up here, but I don't think Coach Detweiler's that much of a talker either.
I bet you could have got it out of him.
I bet we could have got something out of him.
Just needed to get him up here.
Exactly. Put a headset on him, and they'll start talking. Start of the fourth quarter here. We are going to have a running clock, so hopefully we'll get through this pretty quickly. 60-0 again is our score. West leading this one handily. Here's a nice pass here near side taken in by the receiver.
Heckley. That's Heckley from Central Plains. That quick dart out to him in the flats, left side.
33 yards. 33-yard pass and completion there for the East squad. Heckley is becoming a favorite target here in the second half of quarterbacks for the Division I East squad.
And Heckley with 57 yards receiving so far, 185 yards for the blue offense from the East. But that's compared to 386 yards of offense out of the West.
East just looking for a score. High snap, though, taken by quarterback. He's just going to have to eat this in the dirt.
So Rankin falls down out of that one, and we've seen a couple of high snaps here as the game has progressed, so unfortunately that one finally doing him dirty as Rankin now facing a 2nd and 16.
Long field now here for the East as we roll under the 10-minute mark in this fourth quarter. Again, it's just been all D West. They scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter, 2 in the third quarter. Scoreless so far here in the fourth, but leading 60-0. I think their scoreboard's looking all right.
Yeah, and crazy that we thought last game was a blowout. 1 yard, 2 yard completion here from Rankin to Eli Hurley.
I don't know if it's us, Jesse, but every year beforehand, there's been no shutouts. But now all of a sudden we show up, and not only did we get our first 45-point game, we get our second 45-point game in the 40 years of the 8-man All-Star history. So I don't know if they're going to want us back next year.
Yeah, Dusty's just going to have to come back.
I guess that's just going to have to be the case. Say, boys, nope, they didn't want us. Bad luck. Bring them on back.
Yeah, well, I'm only doing one half of my players' bad luck here today. Sorry to Clifton Clyde and Rock Hills.
I was just going to say, unfortunately, worked out good for you in the first one, not so good here in the second one. Dart across the middle, back into the hand of who else but Heckley, as he gets up close to the first down marker after that long or high snapping over the head of the quarterback. Brings up a 3rd down and 1 now inside the red zone of the West.
15-yard completion from Rankin to Heckley.
So maybe an opportunity now for the East to put a score on the board. It's 4th down and 1, actually. They forgot to move the marker, so 4th down and 1. This should be an Oliver and over kick, but we're going to go for it. 4th down and 1 for the Blue. Quarterback under center. Quarterback pitch right side. Running back will
sends out.
Nope, I don't think so.
And who else on that stop? Max Witham.
Defensive line and linebackers from the West are earning their keep here today. As Witham, along with a group of D1 West All-Stars, there to make that stop. And another turnover on downs for the East squad. That is the, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time the D1 East has been stopped turnover on downs. And then they also have 1, 2, 3 punts. So, 8 4th down opportunities, go for it 5 times, and you're 0 for 5.
Not a great stat there. This is going to be back in the Wildcat to Ceramic for the Red West. And he's able to get 15.
Got 13 there.
13 yards?
Yeah, 13-yard run there for Ceramic. Having himself a nice day so far.
Yeah, between the defense and the offensive side of the ball, 28 yards rushing. I've got Ceramic 3 tackles so far here this afternoon, and again, showing why he was one of the top rushers in the Sunflower State at the 8-man level.
I think you mentioned it, over 5,000 yards in his career, just short of 80 touchdowns in his 4 years as a high school running back. Heck of a run there for the Rollins County product. He led his team to a 7-3 record in their final year. Red taking their time here. Of course, we've got running clock of the 4th quarter. D1 East leading 60-0 in this all-star game. Second one of the day. D2 East won earlier, 58-0. Here's Ceramic, bounces out of a tackle, breaks an ankle in the backfield, and somehow picks up positive gains after fumbling the ball in the backfield. Coming up to make the stop, though,
Super McDill for Rock Hills. Otherwise, would have been Ceramic gone for 6.
McDill saves the touchdown, gets a little opportunity now, and back to the safety position for his defensive side. We'll see if he can make another play here on the backside of that D1 East defense.
Gabe Brooks right now standing large and in charge for Sylvan Lucas there in the Northern Plains League. 6'4", 235, but not making a difference here in this contest right now. So with that, timeout on the field by I'm not sure which team. We'll go ahead and take a timeout here on 92.1 FM and KD Country 94. As we'll send it to Belleville and Glen Elder. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the Kansas 8-Man Radio Network.
At the State Bank of Downs, they believe there is no better way to focus on service than by getting to know their customers personally. They aim to make your life better whether at home or at work. The State Bank of Downs has offered quality banking services to customers in Kansas for over 125 years. So when you're thinking about a new bank, think about the State Bank of Downs. They understand that each customer's needs are different and tailor their services to help meet your specific goals. Banking designed with community in mind at the State Bank of Downs.
As we enjoy the warmer weather, State Farm agent Marty Walters also recognizes that storm season is here. Now is the perfect time to make sure you're prepared. Marty and the staff make it a priority to understand your individual needs and are committed to providing personalized attention you deserve. Set up an appointment or drop by for a cup of coffee and a friendly chat. They're not only there to help you recover from the unexpected, but to help you plan for the future and celebrate when life goes right. Contact State Farm agent Marty Walters in Osborne today at 346-2061.
Of All Eagle Athletics here on KR 90.
92.
We are back, Red with the ball, the West squad, and that's going to be a completion from Mr. Duncan Bell as he finds Samuel Watkins once again. The Hoxie connection there.
There's a reason they went 13-0 and won a state title. I mean, that's not the only reason, but Watkins, remember, he had the, I'm not going to say a Sports Center top 10 catch, but I'd say at least a Sports Center top 20 catch here today as he went up between two defenders on a 48-yard touchdown pass, caught it, ran it in about the last 25 yards. He is a handful at 6'2", 205, and looked good there in the open field. Now here's a draw for quarterback Bell, sprints to the left, lowers that shoulder, but will be taken down by the Rock Hills product, Cooper McDill. Bell falls forward for about 6 or so yards. We'll bring up about a 2nd down and 4, just under 5 minutes left to play in this ball game.
Bell averaging 6 yards a carry. Their rushing game, 132 yards on the total. As for this game, they're averaging 12 yards per play. And again, that is including 4 incompletions.
Yeah.
And 1 rush that went nowhere for Duncan Bell.
Here's Bell near side. Good catch out of the backfield by a spinning back. Joseph Peruza from the South Central product picks up that 1st down and completion inside the red zone now for the East. They just keep on marching down the field here, does this West squad. So, Jesse, we don't want to talk about it, but high school football season is right around the corner. Are you ready for it?
I think I said on Monday I was going to look at my schedules and
At Dental Designs of Solomon Valley, Dr. Jetta, Dr. Tim, and their trained staff offer a full array of comprehensive dental and cosmetic dentistry services. From teeth whitening, dental implants, restorations, veneers, crowns, dentures, nitrous sedation, sleep-disordered breathing, and more, Dental Designs will help you create and maintain a satisfying and healthy smile. Whether you are looking for a simple checkup or have a tooth that's giving you trouble, Dental Designs of Solomon Valley can get you the dental care you need. Call for an appointment today or visit dentaldesignsofsv.com. 8-man All-Star Football returns, bringing the state's best players back to Beloit. Winning, just like the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. The Brush Group, a proud sponsor of 8-man All-Star Football and known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring a touchdown with all your marketing efforts by contacting the Brush Group today. Proud sponsor of the 8-man All-Star Game.
Threw it out of bounds. I don't think it was past the line of scrimmage. Coach for the West squad up there kind of arguing with him. Aaron Ceramic, Valwood Rollins County. What's going to be the official call here? You know, I'm not going to complain too much, though, because clock keeps running. So we're going 2:30 here. Now they're going to stop the clock. Intentional grounding?
Yep.
On the offense.
Oh, and I think Blue's going to get... And Blue's going to get dinged.
So I was going to say, so it was an intentional grounding by quarterback Bell, and then Blue got, or the East defense got snagged for something. Late hit, I think, out of bounds, maybe?
I'm not 100% sure.
That's the only thing that I can see of. They've walked 60 seconds off this clock here, so we've got a minute 48 left in this ball game. Of course, coming up, I think we'll probably take a quick break and then come back, final recaps from this contest. But it's been all Division I West in this one. Again, your score 60-0 as we play here in the fourth quarter. They led at halftime 46-0, and it's been all D1 West in this contest. Here we go with a 1st down and goal to go. We're at the 7-yard line. Hand up in the middle, dives, touchdown West.
Hermosillo on that carry for 6 yards out of the eye, and that's going to be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. 2 passing TDs that he has caught. And again, as we talked with Coach Steinbrock, as we've been talking throughout the day, these All-Star games, whether it's the 8-man All-Star game or the Kansas Shrine Bowl coming up here in 2 weeks, might get somebody a scholarship, and if anybody's deserving, I would say it'd be Chris Hermosillo of Wichita County.
I think he is, no pun intended, ran his way into at least a look from a whole bunch of different schools here today. Excellent opportunity for these boys. Again, throw on the pads one more time. Show these colleges what you've got. 2-point conversion now pending. Let's see, quarterback in the back will go over his head, bounces back to the 20. He's just going to have to dive on it.
Picks it up. And, hey, there we go. That is Mr. Oliver Nobert for Clifton Clyde. And thinking he was going to do something with that was Zach Hendrickson. Instead of diving on it, swoops it up, and Oliver Nobert's one big hit here. It's not going to count towards a loss of yardage, but that one downed a loss of 24.
And
the red team.
And the first time we've called Oliver's name here, I know we talked about it a little bit in the opening, Jesse, but he was such an important aspect, one of those seniors that Coach Steinbrock was talking about that helped this Clifton Clyde team to that 9-3 finish and almost beat Central Plains in the postseason.
Yeah, well, Oliver did it all, was whatever he was asked to. Linebacker there at the middle linebacker spot, blocking back, sometimes had to play line depending on how things were going with injuries and such for Coach Steinbrock. Oliver, part of a 300 monster, him and the two Cook twins that are not here today due to getting their college paid for and accepting that one officially. And, you know, Oliver, 5'10", 170, same as the Cook boys, 5'7", or 5'10" might be being pretty generous, Wally. 5'10", 5'9", 5'8", whatever. But, you know, their playoff run went up against three teams that were just loaded with dudes 6 foot, 200 pounds or plus, and they held their own and then some. And couldn't be more proud of those boys and the rest of the Clifton Clyde Eagles on how their season went.
Had a chance to kick the way to a tie just off to the right, if memory serves correct. Heck of a run there for the Eagles.
Yep. Just a little bit sad, and I don't really know. I'm hearing talks of a brawl starting. Doesn't look like they're getting that chippy. And again, it's 60-0 or 66-0.
Yeah, I don't think we need a brawl here by any means.
I don't really know how you can be too upset. I mean, just go out there and play football, and if you don't want to get beat 66-0, be better.
Exactly. Nearing the top of the hour here real quick, this is the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network on KREP FM in Belleville and KDNS Cocker City, Glen Elder, Beloit. For Jesse Sterned of KREP, this is Max Blasky. Here's a pick at the 20, looking to return it inside the 5. That's good. That's good. A pick six touchdown for the West squad.
Ethan Nicholson leaped about 2 feet into the air, ran over 3 defenders inside the 5, and then laid out backwards to get that one. So, Max, 15-yard pick six, 20-yard pick six?
I got 20-yard pick six on that one for the man. Number 44, Easton Nicholson. Hoxie product. Hoxie making a name for themselves, not like they need to do before this game. Coming through real big on this one. As where are we at here real quick? 72-0 is our score. And I don't know. There's 61 points scored back in 2001. I don't see any 70s as I'm going down the scoring sheet. 74 back in 2011 for the D2 East squad, as the 2-point conversion will be fumbled away, no good. So we're not going to reach the 74 mark, but 72, the second highest scoring total, 8-man Division I, or 8-man All-Star Game history. D1 West has really put it on here.
That snap going by Ceramic's head. He did his best to do what he could, but then credit to Cade Brooks, Cooper McDill of the Northern Plains League to come up and shut down any hopes of recovering that play. As 1:09 left in this ball game, and not to say they should have started the clock running after halftime, but might have been a good idea at this point.
Might have been a good idea real quickly. We are going to catch a 30-second break. You're listening to the 8-Man All-Star Radio Network.
This is Clint Cantu with Cantu Auto Repair in Osborne, Kansas. Not only are we now a Napa Gold certified facility, we offer complimentary full digital vehicle inspections with every service. This helps you keep your vehicle in top shape, as preventative maintenance is key to stopping costly breakdowns. We also offer certified transmissions with the best warranty in the area. 3-year, 100,000 miles, whatever comes last. That's whatever comes last. Come see us today at Cantu Auto Repair in downtown Osborne, Kansas, or check out our Cantu Auto Repair Facebook page. Call now at 785-345-4000. That's 345.
Are we calling that a hurdle?
I think I'm gonna call it a half hurdle. The kid was on the ground.
He left his feet there. Yeah, I guess maybe if the player's on all fours, that doesn't constitute a hurdle. But shout out there to Josh Hutchinson of Oswego on the return, able to try to make something out of nothing after the squib kick there by the Division I West Stars.
D1 East with it, 30 seconds here on the clock. A high snap over the quarterback. He's going to jump on it at the 10. And boys, let's just call this one a game.
Yeah, as Trent Haig, that will be a loss of 10. Yeah, no bueno here today for the Division I Blues, but going through some blues of their own. 186 yards of offense total, but they've been held out of the end zone, and the clock is going to strike 0 before any other disaster can happen.
Yep.
And our final score will be 72-0. Goodness gracious. Oh, my.
I think you kind of wrapped it up there good. Who would have thought there, Jesse, when we would have started our game, we saw 130 combined points today, but those came from 2 teams.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Division II red team here with 438 total yards of offense compared to just 186 out of the blue. And
wow.
That is nuts.
It's been a kind of runaway game for both games. Again, if you're just joining us, D2 East ran away with the first game 58-0. Your final score in the Division I, it's the D1 West team running away with it 72-0. Jesse, I think we're just going to do a quick little post game here. Then we're going to wrap up, hit the road, because I think we've got some other activities we're going to get to this afternoon.
Yep, got another wedding. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. It's wedding season. Well, like we mentioned there, I would run through the scoring rundown of this game, but I'll just give you the quick rundown. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter for the Division I West squad, 3 touchdowns in the second quarter, 2 touchdowns in the third, and 2 in the fourth, including capping it off with a 20-yard pick 6 for the Hoxie prospect Easton Nicholson. Ran it back for that touchdown. Final score 72-0. We gave some players of the games away in the first contest, so I'm going to go ahead and make a selection here on this one. I think defensively, kind of like we did earlier, Nicholson with that pick 6, I think he's a good bet. The defense all over, I think, for the West squad probably deserves this crown.
Well, yeah, between Nicholson, Witham, Rutherford, and Lowe, take a lot longer than we have to go ahead and count up how many tackles, forced fumbles, sacks that they've all got, but just Easton Nicholson stack line. Well, yeah, sack line. 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble recovery, a 20-yard pick 6, 3 tackles. And, man, that shows why Hoxie was so good. As far as an offensive player of the game goes, well, you can split some hairs on this. Bell with 4 TDs through the air. No touchdowns on the ground. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to Chris Hermosillo just because he ran through everybody. And 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, me and Max splitting on that one. But then on defense, Hermosillo, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 QB hurry. So couldn't have asked for more out of him for the Wichita County product. No, his year ended up short. 1 state championship his sophomore year, a runner-up finish for him his junior year against the super stacked Linden squad with 4 Division I football players on it. And then this year ending early against Hoxie in the quarterfinals. So great way for him to cap off his career and the rest of the Division I West squad members.
It's been a great day here for everyone. Division I just wrapping up. Division II boys earlier on. Many of them going to go on and do big, great things with their life. Some of them going on to continue their football career. Some of them school. Some of them in the workforce. Whatever they choose, they'll do very successful at it. Want to give quick shout-outs real quick before we close down this broadcast, as I have all day. Thank you to Deb Sasser back in Belleville, making this one rock and roll. Blake and Lydia House out in Glen Elder. Bruce Dierking earlier this morning making our D2 broadcast run smooth. Thank you to Katie Jeter and Derek Nestor working on Facebook and online opportunities. Again, you can listen to these games back at sunflowerstateradio.com, or you can check out the 8-Man All-Star website where they'll have videos up later on. My last thank you is to Jesse Sternad, who, of course, got a text about a month ago and said, hey, do you want to do this All-Star game? And he said, well, let me move some stuff around, and later that afternoon, I think I got a yes. So, Jesse, thank you for everything you've done today, the work that you put in. People won't be able to see all the stats that you compiled, but you went above and beyond what my expectations were, so thank you for allowing us to do this. And then, of course, thank you to John Bowden, too, who helped us amount immensely here this weekend.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Max. That's what I'm here for. And one thing I'm not good at, it's game prep.
I think there might have been a little sarcasm said in that one anyway with something. Well, I'll let you close it out then, Jesse. I want to say thank you to all you listening in. Thank you for the opportunity that we've had here today. As always, like I like to say, everyone please drive home safe, and hopefully we'll see you in the fall when the gridiron kicks off again. This has been Max Blasky for KNDY in Marysville. Jesse, close her out for the day. Let's hit the road.
Yeah, wherever the heck I'm going to be ending up this fall. The good news is, Max, one thing, you like to do home games.
Yeah.
And just because Republic County and Pike Valley love driving 3 hours or 2.5 hours for a ball game, I won't have to do this year.
You won't?
I think I'm going to go from 5 road games of 2 hours plus or 2.5 hours plus to 1.
Really?
And one of those, nope, that's not a league game. So, yeah, I think just 1 2-hour plus game. Very excited for that.
You better not say that there goes your sponsorship for Red Bull that keeps you going.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be drinking a lot less of those, so very excited about that. But anyways, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in here. Max, thanks for having me along. I've gotten to witness the 8-Man All-Star game for 10 years or so now. I just haven't had a chance to be able to help out with it, but I think we did a good enough job for the time we had to be able to pick this thing up and keep it going here on KDNS and KDNY, and here on the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Radio Network. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we got Sternad Straight Bangers coming up at 6 o'clock. As far as other sports notes go for the rest of the week, you've got the NPL-Nebraska border war next week there in Mankato. Then the KBCA All-Star game on June 21st, and the Kansas Shrine Bowl. And that's going to feature a whole bunch of kids. Eli Broxman, Jack Scotchney, Fort Cliff and Clyde in the basketball game, and Brendan Schmelsley in the Shrine Bowl. As, get to suit up at the high school level one more time and show just why he is one of the greatest 8-man players of all time.
He's had a heck of a run there for the Eagles. It's been a joy. Obviously like to see where him and the rest of these 8-man players go as their careers continue.
Oh, also, I guess one final time here is hopefully this is the last time I'm going to be calling this game, or a game here in this press box. Very excited to see what all Beloit's going to have done here at Trojan Field the next time I return. But a big, big thank you to the Beloit community, the USD 273 community, and everybody that's helped make these stadium renovations possible. It's going to be big, it's going to be bold, going to be beautiful, and maybe the next time we're here, Max, this place might have air conditioning in it.
It might have AC. We won't have to take out our own windows. I don't know what we're going to do. It might just be too nice, Jesse. We might have to sit outside next time.
No, don't do that. No.
We like to be pampered up here.
Yep, as best I can. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jesse Sternad. Beside me has been Max Blasky, and just so I don't forget anybody, thank you to everyone that helped make this game possible. Thank you to all of our sponsors across a wide stretch of Kansas. Again, be sure to solicit all of those locally owned, operated businesses here in the Sunflower State to bring you Kansas high school sports basically all year long.
Yep.
I know if some people had to say it, I'd be doing baseball games throughout the summer, but I enjoy my sanity and some sleep.
We all need a little break every now and then.
Yeah, a month and a half of a half break.
Yeah, something like that. Go get a tan somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even know what else I'm doing this summer. Summer festivals now through August.
Yeah, I was going to say plenty of those coming up. We got county fairs coming up before too long. I'm heading back to Big Blue River Days in Marysville, so it's going to be a fun-filled summer, and always is.
Well, folks, I guess, as far as broadcasts go, though, we are done, so we'll catch you here in the fall between 92.1 FM and KNDY there, 95.5 in Marysville. It's been good. It's been fun, depending on which side of the state you were from.
Been some good fun anyway.
Yes, it has. But nonetheless, a time to be enjoyed by all here today in Beloit. So with that, we'll kick you back to wherever you are listening from. Have yourself a good Saturday afternoon, 4:11 on the clock, and we'll see what programming everybody has coming up for you right after this.
Wakanda Water and Downs, a division of Remus Plumbing, is your locally owned and locally operated water treatment service business. They offer area installation and delivery services of salt, water softeners, and RO systems. Whether you need regular deliveries or state-of-the-art water treatment systems, Wakanda Water provides you with unparalleled convenience and quality. Questions about switching or adding a new service? Call Wakanda Water today for the best local service for your water systems at 454-6009. That's 454-6009.
Shones Auto Repair and Downs is fully staffed and ready to get your vehicle prepared for the warmer temps. Come in now for your AC work and our full lineup of BG service treatments, transmission, differential, and coolant flushes, offering major mechanics at unbeatable prices. If you need a motor or transmission, stop in for a free quote or estimate to compare and save. Small town feel, big time service is more than just our tagline, it's our way of life. Shones Auto Repair. Call today at 454-3318. That's 454-3318. Shones Auto Repair in Downs.
Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Zachary's Ace Hardware in downtown Beloit has what you need for all your home improvement needs, from quality paint and supplies to hardware and plumbing. Don't forget about their outdoor entertainment items, from grills to patio furniture and those other outdoor needs. At Zachary's Ace Hardware, they're committed to being the helpful place by offering you personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from the local expert who know you best.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Since 1884, First Bank of Beloit has been committed to your financial success, and with the new partnership with Bank of Tuscott, it'll only strengthen that commitment. If you're a current First Bank of Beloit customer, feel free to reach out with any questions or updates, but know all your accounts will remain active and accessible. And keep an eye out for the upcoming mobile and online banking updates this month. Thank you for making First Bank your bank, and the First Bank staff hopes to continue to serve you and our area for another 141 years as the Bank of Tuscott.
Listen live this Saturday on Katy Country 94 to the Division I and Division II 8-man All-Star Games made possible by our sponsors. Cantu Auto Repair in Osborne, Brush Art and Downs, Schindel Pest Control, Central Valley Ag, SMC Concrete and Construction, and Wakanda Water, a division of Remus Plumbing. Don't forget to tune in Saturday to 94.1 or listen from anywhere on the Katy Country 94 app. Listen live this Saturday on Katy Country 94 to the Division I and Division II 8-man All-Star Games made possible by our sponsors. Shown Auto Repair and Downs, Creer's CarQuest Auto Parts in Beloit, C&R Body Shop in Beloit, First Bank of Beloit, Zachary's Ace Hardware in Beloit, Cunningham Fiber, and Beloit Medical Center. Don't forget to tune in Saturday to 94.1 or listen from anywhere on the Katy Country 94 app. Listen live this Saturday on Katy Country 94 to the Division I and Division II 8-man All-Star Games made possible by our sponsors. Wakanda Boats and Motors, Fouts Insurance, Fort Hays Tech North Central, State Bank of Downs, Farmway Credit Union, Dental Designs of Solomon Valley, State Farm Insurance with Marty Walters. Don't forget to tune in Saturday to 94.1 or listen from anywhere on the Katy Country 94 app.